Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fans and combatants. We are here for Mortal Kombat 11, some of the best play out there. Today, we're going to be focusing on the Oceania region, which is Australia and New Zealand. This is going to be the top 8 for the qualifying Week 4 tournament. My name is Darth Arma. I am joined by Wonder Chef. I know a lot of people have been missing you. I myself have been missing you for quite some time. So I'm really happy to see you on here. Really happy to be sharing the mic. Chef, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm super happy to be back. It's been a really long time. I think it may have literally been since we were in Montreal together. And I mean,
Mhm.
I'm excited because first of all, this is the first time that I've been back from Mortal Kombat since custom variations were a thing. I mean, I've been around a lot, I've been watching a lot, but this is the first time that I'm able
Right.
to commentate it, which is it's a really cool thing, right? To be able to see all the different
Yeah.
things that people pick, even though they're just going to pick Cetron. I'm just kidding. I love watching Cetron actually. She was my main since before customs. So I do hope we can see them today. I think we will. But I am super excited also because it's Oceania and it's a region that I really like. There are a lot of players that I'm really familiar with over there, and I
Right.
think that they don't get as much limelight as they normally could. And this is such a great way to be able to see all of them. And there's even players that I didn't know that I got to see from starting to watch the pro competition. And
Yeah.
they are really, really great, which we'll talk about them later. But also, I'm so super excited to be back with you in particular, Arma. You can ask Brendan, our admin. He asked me, he was like, "Hey, if you could choose anybody to commentate with out of the whole cast,
Oh.
for your first time back, and who would it be?" And I said Arma. Not that I don't love everybody else, but we've got history together.
We do. We do. We definitely have history together. I'm happy to have you here. And it's just like, I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to, the next 3, 4 hours for this top 8. Not only because there's a lot of great competition that we get to see, but also I just can't wait to have fun and cast it with you. So again, guys, remember today's tournament is presented by PlayStation 4. And yes, make sure you guys check it out. So Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PlayStation 4 Tournaments. Check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series. PlayStation 4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels. Compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards that you can't get anywhere else. You can visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has everything that you really need in terms of content, gives you an inside look on how top players play, and tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. Guys, go check it out. All you got to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and it's that simple. A lot of good stuff there. Not just Mortal Kombat, not just fighting games, but a lot of different array of games. So looking forward to that and looking forward to this top 8. If you guys haven't been following along, hopefully we will have a graphic here of the top 8 as it is shaping out. Of course, on the winner side, we have, I'm checking my notes here. It's Waz, not Was, Waz on the top 8. He's going to be going up against, I know it's not ALD, but I guess it's Ald is the way that it's pronounced. And then after that, it's going to be Swazi versus Wi-Fi Scorpion. Then down in the lower bracket, who do we have, Chef?
We've got Ketchup Llama against Solar Plexus, and then Sagat versus Colt the Icon. And throughout this whole bracket, there are a lot of faces that are really familiar, and a lot of faces that I don't know as well. Especially down in the losers bracket, I am not familiar with just about 3 of the players. Sagat, I'm very, very familiar with, a very long time player from the region. But on the rest of them, I don't know them quite as well, even if they have been quite around. But that's what's so exciting about online tournaments like these. And I mean, just talking about that, we look up at that Swazi versus Wi-Fi Scorpion match. Those are 2 players that I didn't really know about before pro competition, but over the past few weeks, I have been able to watch them and get a taste of their play, and both of them very, very impressive. Especially Wi-Fi Scorpion. I'm just gonna go ahead and pre-call that as maybe my favorite player that I've been able to watch out of this top 8, just as far as their playstyle and stuff. And I got a chance to watch some of the players play on their streams during the actual
Yeah.
bracket yesterday, and he's got something new coming out. But I'll talk about that maybe, or he might. He definitely did. We'll talk about that before his match, but I don't think we're gonna get to that one first.
Okay, yeah, no, Wi-Fi. Look, and they are very impressive players. You did say Wi-Fi Scorpion is you're gonna say your favorite player. I would say it's definitely my favorite name of all time. I think Wi-Fi Scorpion is the perfect depiction and representation of the struggle that we go through. Of course, obviously Wi-Fi is not allowed in tournament. It's just kind of a fun name, and I really like that. I like when someone brings something a little fun to the table. So it's a great name. I think it's definitely a 10 out of 10 name for me. Swazi and Wi-Fi Warrior, sorry, Wi-Fi Scorpion are, in terms of points and placement, yeah, they're a little bit behind Waz because it's, Waz won 3 weeks in a row. But other than that, Swazi and Wi-Fi Scorpion, they're right there in terms of points. So Wi-Fi Scorpion has the second place spot for points. Remember, the top 8 after all these weeks are done in order to qualify for the finale, you have to be in the top 8 in terms of points. And Wi-Fi Scorpion's in second place, and Swazi's in third. Wi-Fi Scorpion with 570 points, and Swazi with 525. So they're pretty much neck and neck. At this point, you're kind of fighting for seeding, you know, and it all comes down to that one final show. I mean, Waz can win every single week, but if he loses that finale, it's still a loss. And the finale is when, the $5,000 prize pool is on the line. And that's when it really, really is just like, you got to figure it out by then. So you got some time.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
like you said, seeding is really, really important. Being able to fight for those points because in the regional finals, you don't want to have to go against Waz in the first round. Ideally, you'd like to go against him in the last round, and he's definitely been shown or been proven that he can bleed. Right? He's gone into
sure.
the losers bracket before. Even yesterday, I saw him go down 0-2 to Temp, who was a player who was in the top 8 of last month. A pretty
Yeah.
wild Devore player who I'm sad is not in the top 8 as far as I know, unless they're under a different name, because I really enjoy watching that pretty wild teleport play. But Waz definitely has the chance to go down. But like you said, pretty much guaranteed to be first seed, especially depending on how well he does today. But even if he doesn't want to really go serious today and wants to go some fun characters, that's definitely on the table, considering the fact that he's pretty much locked himself in with over double, I think, the amount of points as everybody else.
Yeah, at this point, pretty much like almost a little bit less than double. So Waz has 1,050 points right now, and Wi-Fi Scorpion in second place, 570. So a little bit less than double, but still a very significant lead. If you want to take and it's not only just for fun characters. Sometimes somebody wants to figure out how to take a certain character they've been working on to the next level, and sometimes it could be a true test of like how much do you really know this character to kind of put your whole tournament life on the line. Now you mentioned the player Temp. Temp actually did play in this week. Temp lost to Waz, as you mentioned before,
Mm-hmm.
and it was also lost to Solar Plexus, who we see here in the lower bracket in the top 8. So he was just there, just outside of it. But definitely a really, really good Devora. I loved watching that Devora play from the previous weeks. And
Yeah, yeah, very fun to watch by a lot of different standards. Seeing some really hard reads and some really good rewards for it. You're like, does this person know exactly what they're doing, or do they have no idea what they're doing? I don't know what's happening, but I'm losing. And unfortunately, not this week though. But be sure to check out last month's VODs, of course, or you can go and check Waz's VODs.
yeah, a lot of stuff on there, a lot of content. But I love how you're talking about like Devora when you get those reads right, like it's just like so much is on the line, like, but you get such a great reward, especially if you've got the Oki bug set up. You got a bar meter, or you have the corner in your favor. It can be really, really oppressive in certain situations, but it's very, very, very unsafe stuff. I always call it smoke bomb from the old Injustice One days. I know
Uh,
you're very fond of those days. You're like, what?
uh, I'm fond of those days, but I don't know if in particular I want Smoke Bomb to come back to life. So now that I think of it that way, maybe I'm gonna go play some more Devora. But so while we're waiting for this first match to start, Devora is a character that Waz, of course, tried to play pretty early on, and now that Waz is in
Right.
a situation like we were literally just talking about, where he can do basically whatever he wants. He can play some fun characters. I wonder what we're gonna see because he already has a pretty wide cast of characters, right? He's got like Jade, he's got Frost, he's got Cetrion, he's got Cassie, of course. While I'm missing, there's so many that I'm literally just forgetting the main characters that he ends up playing.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we are going to see some fun things today. There's always like Like a lot of people bring out new like Shivas right now because
Yeah.
she's a lot of fun. There's the opportunity for Devora, like I just said. Maybe you want to go back to it. Maybe when you see Temp play, it opens your mind. You're like, maybe there's an opportunity here. I'm going down 0-2 to this guy. We'll see what happens. But I wonder what we could see Waz play because he has proven that he likes playing a lot of characters. He can play a lot of characters, and his cast is pretty strong. But I wonder if there's anything that would really cover his current characters. I don't know what his big weaknesses are.
It's really hard when somebody makes themselves like a really well-rounded fighter like that. Like you mentioned before
Yeah.
how he was trying to play Devore in the beginning of the game, and I feel like a lot of people thought that he was going to play that character or be a loyalist to that character. And we kind of saw that shift like right away. I mean, you personally saw that at the summit. Everyone saw that Waz was going to be there, probably the player that traveled the farthest for that tournament. And it was, you're put in a situation where you care so much about, your competitive lifeline that you're willing to play other characters, even on a short whim's notice like that. But it looks like right now we're seeing Cabal, which was mentioned here in our notes from Waz. Cabal or Cassie is going to be the character that he is looking to pick. Waz is from Sydney, if you guys don't know, and how he feels about his bracket path. He says ALD plays Jackie, so I hope I get lucky. And a personal quote he wanted me to say, representing himself, is "sheesh." I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I think it's longer and more drawn out. Yeah. But okay, so I'm excited already starting off. I said I was really excited for my first time to really commentate custom variations, and already we're seeing a pretty unique variation here from Waz's Cabal, where we're going to see the Gas Blast and the Dash Cancel. I know we've been seeing a lot of the like pseudo upgraded Cabal with the Air Link, but this is a pressure-oriented Cabal. A lot of safe options, a lot of cancels, and we're already seeing it pay off.
Oh yeah, we are here, and I love the opportunity to go for a standing reset here. Very important in this game. I mean, when you leave your opponent standing, you take off, access to invincibility frames. He almost walked back far enough, but somehow that little tip of Jackie's leg able to make the connection. Now Waz lost a lot of a lot of health here, but it was a very costly resource. I mean, that dash punch with Jackie, you can utilize it in a lot of different combos. Sometimes it's a nice Hail Mary to get you, that little boost back into the game. And I don't think he should have spent it that willy-nilly.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your crushing blows as resources is such a big deal, and it's already gone in the first round, and that is definitely not good, because that's probably her most common crushing blow, aside from maybe like down 2, which is of course universal. But we're seeing the pressure again, and there are so many little hits that we're seeing from Ald here. It's just the damage isn't really adding up to these full classic new upgraded Jackie combos.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing that. I see a lot of, I feel like I'm seeing him second guess himself. Like, he'll go in and think like, oh, this jump in isn't gonna hit, and then it hits, but he didn't commit to the rest of the string, or he just didn't have any faith in that one jump in, but it did work out. But hold on, he's still in this. Gas Blast to just kind of keep himself away, keep himself as safe as possible, and Waz playing it by the book, just throwing down. I mean, at that point, what was she gonna do? You got to go through this projectile hell, if you will, of Cabal's downward buzzsaw, and it's a very tough thing because you got to like preemptively call it out. Like if you get under it and around it, and as long as you don't get low profile by Cabal's landing animation, some people's moves are the faster moves are going to be the highs. It's very specific stuff, and Waz just kind of keeping it nice and safe there at the end. And it worked out for him. Definitely worked out for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see Waz play a character like this. So many of his characters are kind of, I would say, like defensive characters. He plays Jade with a lot of Runaway. That is pretty much his main from the very beginning. The more zoning-oriented Jade for quite a while. Quite good with Cetron, who's a very zoning-based character. Cassie, she has some aggression. She's definitely very whiff punish-based, which is a lot of what Waz plays the character around. But seeing a really offensive character like Cabal is cool coming out of a player like that. But then it makes so much sense when you see situations like that where it's like he didn't overcommit at the very end. He was just playing safe and kind of went back to that Jade style of like, oh, I know exactly the angles in the corner where I can throw these downward projectiles and you just can't escape. So yeah, using your strengths for characters that aren't your style is super sick to see.
Yeah, it kind of gives it a little bit of a, you're seeing the character in a whole new light here. But right now, speaking of a new light, Ald off to a much better start here in this game. Very aggressive, getting that hit, and kind of just stopping Waz in his tracks.
Yeah, really kind of able to, oh no, that was a, okay, broke the armor I think there, right? But didn't crushing blow, didn't take it. Of course, that's such a big crushing blow. That's one of the coolest ones in the game to me because you can decide to keep it for the punish crushing blow or just take the damage from the armor break or do nothing.
Yeah, so in that case, you saw Waz holding on to it because, you know, it's kind of a great thing to threaten somebody with. What an anti-air there with the down 3. I don't know, a lot of people say you can't stop Jackie from jumping around, but that was a really good answer here from Waz.
So fun fact, I mean, people know that I am kind of obsessed with anti-airs. The ball's down 3, one of the best anti-airs in the game. He leans super far back, and he sticks out his little toe, and it just stops almost everything that's kind of like at a 45-degree angle in front of him. Super good, and Waz clearly knows that.
Yeah, I love the fact that he can convert into, you know, really great situations. You know, you can go for the side switch if you're backed up against the wall. You can go for damage. Oh, look at that. And now he gets health as long as he's standing in his own gas. So that gas, poisonous to everyone else except to himself. Gives him some healing properties. Don't really know the science behind that, but it's okay. If you look at the life bars, you can see exactly which way you're going.
Yeah, although it's fun to see a kind of like a battle of healing versus a battle of melting away. Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Oh, no.
Especially with the lead in that situation. But while we're getting back to them, definitely that was a really fun situation to see because you very often, especially once we've seen custom variations, you see people melting away from damage over time on the ground, right? Especially now that we see, like I said, the Jackie grenade launcher, which shoots the goo. But seeing that on the same like screen as an AoE heal, which is something that we never, even when people pick that variation of Cabal or that move of Cabal, the Gas Blast, people almost only use that for kind of like a safe on block ender or to kind of like mix people up into thinking they're going to amplify. So basically just like a block ender or a restand. But to see the heal and the damage going off at the same time is pretty weird. When are we going to see the Rambo heal, the Rambo bug heal with the crushing blow? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, man. A lot of people, there's a long list of what these Rambo players want for their character. You know, obviously there's some loyalists out there. They're gonna play Rambo no matter what. But you know, he's definitely in the game. He's definitely in the game. I wouldn't say completely unviable or anything like that. A very unique character, very unique design. I don't know if we're gonna see some top level Rambo though. I'm waiting with you though. I'm definitely waiting.
Maybe not tonight. Maybe not tonight, but hopefully in the future. So, okay. So while we're waiting for them to figure out what happened and get back. So speaking of that, if you could see one character or one move that we haven't seen yet, well, okay, just even if we have seen them yet on the pro competition, in tournament, what would it be?
Flag Day.
No, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh. Flag Day Baraka. I mean, it's so funny. It's just like the fact that he just gets armor from like the activation, but it's also just very trolly, definitely super bad. But I want to see like a super good player that can take that troll variation or those troll moves and run over somebody with the flag over and over again. That would be my pick. I don't know. Which one are you itching to see?
Well, before that, I want to say that Biohazard shares the same sentiment as you, as he really wants to see some really good flag Baraka, because I mean I think a lot of us saw that as one of the first things in the game, right? I mean it was right there from even like the reveal or the beta, and everybody was like, "Yo, flag mechanic increases his damage. You can drop it, you can pick it back up. That's so sick." So maybe one day somebody will find the perfect use for that. The big flag swing at the least is pretty strong. If I had to choose one, I would say, honestly, I want to see more rain. I mean, I know we saw a good amount of rain when he first came out, but just in general, I want to see more rain, and more rain too that uses the. I mean, I know we saw Mighty Unjust use it a lot, but the one that like retreats back and then comes back in, and then you can cancel it for meter. I think that is one of the sickest moves in the game. and we never get to see. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for rain, but with the lightning clouds. The lightning clouds. I really want them to be good. I really, really, really want to see somebody find a way to use that move because the setups that they can create are super cool. But 2 slots is hard to sell when rain has like 300 good moves aside from that.
So what is that move lacking right now that you feel like it's not good? Because there's so many custom variations out there, so many different combinations that you can make. But what's that one lacking? Is it too slow? Is it what's the problem here? So we can
I
add it to the list.
I mean, I don't know exactly. There are a few different things they could do, right? They could make it less spots, or they could make it so it doesn't like push you back in the corner when it's blocks, or they can make it so that it doesn't like go away when you block something, or something like that. But regardless, I think there's still some ways to set some stuff up.
Okay.
I've messed with it online; it's pretty fun. So maybe what it's lacking is just a good player to really lab it, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe the
Could
good players
be.
have labbed it and they just decided not. But like I said, rain is fun regardless of which
Yeah.
custom move sets you use. So
Yeah.
it's understandable to just go like, oh yeah, the low projectile is fun, or low water. I don't know what it's called. Or hey, the air downwards diagonal dive kick that you can make safe is fun. It's like, yeah, it's all fun. It's rain. Sick.
It's all fun. And not only that, you got like one of the best wave dashes in the game. You literally move like water when you're wave dashing with that character, like point A to point B in like no time flat. So yeah, definitely a fun character to play around with if anyone hasn't, given Rain a shot. I know some of his buttons are a little bit slower than people would hope. I mean, everyone always wants faster buttons, no matter what. Like it's never good enough. But in this game, if you don't have a 6 frame down one, like, oh, what's the point? It's too slow. It's too nothing. But yeah, we're just trying to again, guys, we're trying to sort out what happened here in terms of the connection. But Ald, I guess is it Ald or ALD? Hopefully he'll correct me. Is as we saw before playing Jackie on stream, also has a Sonya um, that we could see in the right setting, in the right scenario. Right now, he's facing the best player in this region, which is Waz. Ald is also from Melbourne and says, I might smoke Waz, but I don't know. Wouldn't want to hurt his feelings. So I guess that's what happened in that last match. He was just saying, I can't do this to Waz. This is too hurtful. Let me disconnect so he doesn't get upset. I'm just kidding. He also wants me to tell everyone to buff Sonya. So seeing a seeing a pattern here. So we're playing Jackie, but we also have Sonya. But I guess he's saying Sonya is not good enough, so I'm gonna play Jackie. Jackie's a
I've
really strong
noticed that
character.
I mean, Jackie's a strong character, but I've noticed that there are two character player types that always ask for buffs. It's always Sonya players and Scorpion players. Have you noticed that? Every single one, they'll have like they'll like constantly be like they're like on a campaign. They're like buff my character, buff Scorpion, buff Sonya. But then of course we see a bunch of those characters do well. I mean, maybe more Scorpions nowadays. I do know some people have some opinions on Sonya being a little bit on the weaker side now, but for some reason it's just those two. I don't know why. There's characters like Frost that we never see ever, and the Frost players aren't like buff Frost, buff Frost. It's just those two for some reason for me. I don't know if I'm missing any. Out of chat, if there's anything else.
Maybe it's to me. I feel like every community is asking for buffs, obviously, because I feel like the way most people look at it is like, well, there's no reason to upplay. Let me downplay because I might get something out of it. I might either get sympathy props, I might get people to praise me because I'm a low tier hero, or I might get some buffs if the right person is listening. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Everyone wants buffs for their characters, so maybe the Scorpion players and the Sony players are the ones that like dig get under your skin more. That's my guess. I don't know why you think it's them, but I think it's just everybody. Everybody
Well,
wants
I
like
mean, those
what they want.
characters definitely get under my skin with their gameplay, but no, I'm
That's
just kidding. I'm
true.
just kidding.
That's true. It's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to set up anything when you're fighting Scorpion when he's got the full screen auto tracking teleport that leads into damage and any kind of setup he wants afterwards. So it's tough, man. He's one of those characters where you just kind of feel like you can't move, you can't do anything. He could throw out the spear, as a why not move. Just do it. Just do it in this game. Remember that move used to be really unsafe in a lot of different situations. Definitely not in this game. Oh man, how
I
times have
know, I know.
changed.
But I
That
actually love watching Scorpion, and we do have some potential Scorpion play coming up today. It's really interesting to look at the players in this region. I feel like a lot of the players are either hyper aggressive or hyper defensive. Like we see a lot of like Cetron players, or we have Waz who's pretty defensive, and then we have a lot of like we've got like the Jackie play that we're seeing right now, or we see like some Kung Laos, a few Kung Laos for some reason. It seems like there's very few of like the middle ground characters that we tend to see a decent amount. Like I don't know if there's all that many like Liu Kangs, for example, or uh, I don't know. I can't think of any other really good examples right now. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's kind of like a polarizing area. It feels like to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just kind of, the top. I think this is the top players are very established in this area. Not to say that this area isn't talented. It's definitely talented. We see it every time Waz goes out to any other region or comes to the United States. But obviously, it's a lot tougher for him to pay the extra amount of money that versus like someone who's already in the United States to go to the same events. Um, but the talent's definitely here. I think it's just more like the top players are just more solidified, so they want to play what they want to play, and that's it. And I definitely respect that. It's very easy to say like, oh, just pick up this character, or, oh, just play this character if they're so broken. But not everything fits. Sometimes it doesn't click with you, or you're not getting how to play this character or how to approach certain matchups. So you got to play with what you're comfortable with, and when you're comfortable, you can kind of move around a little bit easier. You feel like you're in your own skin. I personally am not someone who can easily pick up like multiple characters. It's a very hard concept for me just because I feel like I rely so much on like intuition, and I don't like to like think twice about what button I'm pressing. Like I want to know I'm at max range when I press this button. I don't know. I don't know if you feel like that. I mean, I'm trying to remember our history, our fighting game history. I feel like you're the opposite. You play a lot of different
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I play pretty much every character under the sun because I play a lot of games in general. So then I just play a lot of games, which leads to a lot of characters, which leads to more characters in the games that I play. So one could call me indecisive, or one could call me a walking character crisis, which has definitely been a title I've
Ah.
been dubbed before. Or uh, I believe the great Mr. Brady once called me the human Mokujin, which is still a title that I keep in my back pocket. But yeah, I mean,
Good
it's
one.
all player play style, right? And I mean, one of the cool things about being able to play so many characters, even if I'm a scrub with every single one of them, is that you at least get like to understand them a little bit more. And
Mhm.
one of the cool things about, like, for instance, you were talking about like players just picking up good characters just because they're good. But in this game, and at least in the current meta of this game, I don't think that's exactly how it works. And I think there are some really, really strong characters. But you still need to find your playstyle. Like there are players who will obviously, let's take a look at like, for example, Cetron. A lot of players look at Cetron as the very top of the hill right now, one of the few at the top of the hill. And Cetrion is really, really strong, but there's a lot of players who will pick up Cetrion and just not be able to play her because they don't have the patience. They aren't good enough at knowing when not to go in, when they don't have to go in. They like commit a little bit too much, and they won't find the success. And we've seen that. We've seen a lot of people try to pick up these secondaries. We've seen it with Shiva. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Shiva." Look, we see Dragon Stance is really good pre-nerf, and we see Stomp's really good, but people still won't understand like really how to get into their opponent's head with those type of like low or like medium reward but high risk options. Same thing with Jackie. You need to be like a really hyperactive player who is super always pressing buttons and knows exactly when to go in, and how to play around the mind games with the air mobility. So you can't pick up any of these like top characters and just automatically win. And I think that's why we do still see a variance of them. I guess the last one I would pick is Joker, who's just kind of cool in general, but you have to be able to like play like the spacing game, right? You have to know when to like stagger things, and I don't know. They're all different, and they're all very different play styles, which leads to at least a diversity within like the top characters, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it definitely is, neat to see all those kinds of, different approaches. And I feel like and are such a great job with kind of having a type of character for everybody. You know, a character that's like heavy on command grabs, heavy on set play, spacing. You know, no mix-ups, more mobility, and then like even beyond that, you can kind of tweak them a little bit. You know, you mentioned before that now this is your first time commentating with custom variations as a thing, and you know the possibilities are pretty much endless. What's really cool about the custom variations is all right. So obviously, in tournament rules, you can't back out mid set to create a new variation. You have to have any variation that you could possibly play already loaded in the game, like already loaded on your loadout, ready to pick. So I feel like what happens to a lot of people is they'll run into a matchup and they'll be like, man, I really can't do anything with this loadout, or, you know, every time I play a Cetrion, this move that I have, you know, that's taking up a slot on my current variation is just useless. Let me go look at the character. Let me go look at the loadouts again, try to customize the character a little bit differently and actually put something useful in that slot rather than the move that I'll never use in this matchup. And then so you have to just like keep building all these different, you know, variations. It's, you know, if you approach the game in that way. Some people don't like doing that. Some people just kind of like, I got what I got, and I'll make it work. But I feel like you're going to be the type of player to just kind of stack, you know, different variations, different variations, different variations for certain matchups. I mean, you know, sometimes you need more mobility, sometimes you need more of like a risky, you know, mix element, and it all depends on what your character has access to.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm one of the
So,
players who's just going to choose like the base ones because I'm going to lose anyway, even if I do counter pick with variation moves.
wow.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm kind of not kidding, but yeah, I've definitely seen that before, and it's super cool. Like I think it might have been Aztec who had the Kodo variation that had the up blast that we never see, where he like holds the shield up and like blasts above his head, and it was like
Yeah, yeah,
anti Shiva variation to stop the stomp, or anti like Jackie to stop people from jumping over. And
yeah.
I saw it in existence. I never really saw it like work in action, but that's a cool one. I think there's another player who I cannot remember for the life of me who it is, but I know they have a variation called Scorpion Killer, and I would have to assume that that is intentionally to fight against Scorpion. So I've seen
See,
lot of players in tournaments who have stuff like that, and yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You know, there's certain moves that like literally like, or what's a great example? There's the biggest example I think in the entire game is if you look at Fujin, and you have
uh,
you have players with the same variation of like the Sky actions and Skywalker, and one has the push and one has Warped Needle, because some characters in the cast, like Joker for example, can always punish Warped Needle, and it's really easy for them, and so you just always want to have the push against them, but you have to use more resources to stay safe. But then they know which characters they can actually bully with Warped Needle in block strings. So I think that's one of the best
yeah.
examples that we've seen, and it's really cool to see stuff like that with customs. Which is why I've been so excited to come back and at least get a little taste of what this is like. But hopefully we can get a match started and I can actually get a taste. Luckily, there's a lot to talk about since I haven't been here for a while, right?
That's true. That's true. There's definitely a lot to talk about. You know, you just wanna see what these different characters can do, and then that is actually a really good example of what you have to do for certain matchups, and kind of to reiterate like do you remember like when we were first introduced to variations back in MKX, and there was like it wasn't much of a debate, but there was like some kind of debate online about, oh, is changing your variation considered changing your character? And some people are like, no, it's the same character. I should be able to change it when you change your character. And everyone's like, no, but that totally changes the loadout. You have access to moves you didn't have access to before. There could be broke characters that have like a variation answer for everything. And I just feel like we've come along. Like it was such a definitive debate, or I guess the end result of that debate was just like no, and it didn't even come around this time for MK11.
That's true. We used our passage tree, but it looks like we're going to be moving on to Swazi against Wi-Fi Scorpion. And here it is. I didn't even get a chance to spoil it. Wi-Fi Scorpion all of yesterday using an extremely strong spawn, which is another character that I don't see as much as I want to see, but I love seeing it. Of course, he's using basically the one, which a lot of spawn players have been doing, although he probably has his own name for it. But on the other side, Swazi using Johnny Cage.
Yeah, so Swazi, yeah, rocking some Johnny Cage here. Spawn, yeah, I mean, I love seeing, I mean, I feel like it just took a while for people to figure out, where Spawn is, the ranges or situations where he's the best. Definitely incredible in that stand 3 range, which was that little hook animation that you see Spawn just kind of throwing out at you. Yeah, that's the one, ducking right under there. But Swaz is doing a great job of just kind of staying right outside of that range, because although it's very deceptive, the stand 3 and stand 3-4 from Spawn have a lot more recovery than it appears to. So Swazi taking complete advantage of it, pushing him back towards the corner. Oh, is he going to cash in big with the crushing? No, not close enough, I believe, to trigger it. That does trigger if he is up against the wall. He could have gotten the win here for that, but
yeah, maybe not quite close enough. Oh, I'm really sad because we did see the armored charge go through and not quite punish the projectile fast enough. Of course, after we saw the ability to add that little arc force ball, Johnny became one of the scariest owners in the game in his own respect. We are again seeing the 3-4 range really being taken advantage of, and that is really, really, really where you want to play it. Like you said, we're seeing a lot of these just standing 3 staggers, not going to the full standing 3-4 string, which leads to situations exactly like that, where Swazi is sitting there trying to wait for the 4 to come out so that he can do something, knowing that he's going to be plus in that situation, but the staggered 3 into the dash-up throw, or the staggered 3 into the sweep, and there's just a lot of mind games behind that, and Wi-Fi Scorpion showing that he knows them pretty well.
And looking like Swazi's going for the throw mix, giving up the corner, although he could have gone for the forward throw. Does get there in time here. That's going to be a punish. Crushing Globe decides to break away and duck it under the throw. Down 2, double down 2 for your troubles. Now it's Wi-Fi Scorpion in a big, big situation here. He can make this
might be
it. He maybe did.
I think that might be it. That might be it. The spawn damage is so high. I'm going to say that's it. That's got to be it, right? That is enough. Oh, the comeback.
Incredible. That was really, really, I mean, to be so composed in that situation, to not let it, fall through your fingertips, to not crumble under that pressure. Wi-Fi Scorpion really impressing me right here. Getting that sweep, double hitting, really good stuff. Very active move with a great amount of range.
So the big thing about the 1 is that it does lose its armor break, which is why you saw such a quick breakaway from Swazi in that first game. But once they do get that breakaway, that's the moment that all that Spawn needs to do is land one big hit, and you are donezo. So there's the breakaway, exactly like I was saying. If we can find one more opening within the next 20 or so seconds, then I think Johnny is basically dead.
Yeah, all he needs is just one more. He possibly could get it here. Trying to force the opening here, but Johnny Cage coming with those kicks from downtown, trying to cash in as much as possible because of that breakaway. However, he does find the hit here. It looked like Wi-Fi Scorpion was looking for some kind of stagger pressure, but instead, Johnny Cage just finishing the string normally, keeping it nice and safe, and able to secure that first game here. Swazi trying to jump up to spot number 2 in the points leaderboard. He is currently in 3rd place, not too far behind Wi-Fi Scorpion. Wi-Fi Scorpion does have 570, while Swazi has 525 points. Remember, the top 8 do qualify there, but when you're at the top here, you're kind of fighting for seeding, and you're kind of fighting for the best path for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get a chance to talk about this too much because the game kind of, the game preview just kind of ended with disconnection issues, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is the battle between 2nd and 3rd place, which not only is the battle for literal seeding and the chance to maybe, if you win from now on, to overtake Waz, but this is also I don't want to say undoubtedly, but there's a really high chance that these 2 players will play against each other in the regional finals. So this is a great place to try to feel things out. I mean, the fact that we're seeing Wi-Fi Scorpion try this spawn out and then come into him even after the first game loss is saying a lot about what he's trying to learn for trying to take home the big bucks at the end.
Yeah, it's all about, the long game. Later on, you're going to want this option. Yeah, everyone, and the other thing too is you don't want to give everyone, your information with your best character. I mean, Scorpion, obviously going to be the main for Wi-Fi Scorpion, which I guess isn't always the case. We've seen people name themselves after stuff and not pick them. But, he doesn't want to give it all away, and, wants to diversify his portfolio. So, trying to get, that spawn stock as healthy as possible here. Big jump in from Johnny Cage, able to convert some good damage. Tried to down two there, thinking the breakaway was coming, but instead holding on to the meter for that forward roll, trying to catch him on those recovery frames. Flawless block to minimize that chip damage. Now Johnny Cage in a world of hurt, nowhere to really go. However, he can jump off that dirty, dirty mattress. Oh, he thought it was gonna whiff. He was trying to walk back and stand 3 into, I guess, anything, and he would have killed him. But you know, sometimes I feel like those follow-up kicks just suck you in.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times too, you know, we see Johnny move in with forward 3 and not do the follow-up kicks. So maybe he just assumed it was going to be a raw forward 3, but Swazzy making the right call there. And again, moving up in the set. But now again, he's got to play this mid-range game. Luckily, he's got the projectiles to do so, which have really given him just so much mileage in this matchup. And you know, when you step outside that range, you make Spawn move into you, then he makes mistakes, then you have an opportunity to try to fight outside of that standing 3 range, and ouch!
Hurt big time. I mean, I guess the throw attempts are just getting a little too obvious, especially when, you know, you got the crushing blow requirement there. I guess that throw was a little too obvious. He tried to go for the forward throw to make some kind of crazy comeback. He had fatal blow ready. If he did connect forward throw, crushing blow was going to happen. You know, usually a lot of players like to wait for the throw animation and then tech, you know, with 2 or 4 because they know they're looking for the crushing blow, so they're looking for forward throw. But however, Swazzy was just kind of thinking one step ahead and going for the duck and going for, you know, the big cash in read. I mean, it's a little bit more risky, but obviously it did pay off there at the end. Swazzy is rocking Johnny Cage and Sub-Zero for the most part for this tournament, and he is from New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. I hope I'm saying that right, just to be, just to you know, give you a little more information on him. We asked him how he thinks about his path, and his response is, "I don't know." He also wants me to tell everyone to nerf Lao, not Kung Lao, just Lao. He thinks very little of him, and he won't even address him by the full name. Just Lao, nerf Lao.
Maybe he's talking about the great Kung Lao. Maybe he's not talking about the current Lao, you know?
You're right. Yeah.
Maybe he just wants Outworld to have won in the past. I mean, you could do that. You know, you beat Chronica, you could nerf the old Great Kung Lao. Oh, okay, so we're seeing the Scorpion come back out, and I love that first forward 3 already off the bat. Now this is going to be a big... Oh, wow, his up 2 does not reach after forward 3-4. A lot of characters have that issue, especially in the corner, but I didn't know Johnny had that issue mid-screen, and maybe it was just the spacing.
Yeah, it could have been the spacing thing, but it's definitely going to be something that plays out into the rest of this. Now, forward 3-4 does have a flawless blockable gap. However, I guess next time, Swazzy's going to think twice about actually trying to, you know, cash in on the back. Now, that was a very slow one, and I guess Johnny Cage just never really got to touch him in that last round. Wi-Fi Scorpion looking like a completely different player here. Gonna end it with the spear right next to him, trying to go in for the forward 3 stagger, recognizing that high and going right under, down to crushing blow. Big damage here. However, he does miss the little clip here at the end.
Yeah, that denied him of any Oki, which meant that it went back to neutral, which Scorpion's going to be very good at. Oh, one of the biggest issues of back 1-4 is that the second hit can whiff on airborne opponents, and then it gives the opponent advantage. So a lot of weird little kind of like combo hits that end in a disadvantage state. Again, clearly this is not going to work out. And twice now we've seen the punish, which has led to a huge amount of damage for Scorpion.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very heartbreaking, honestly. Crushing.
Ooh, speaking of heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the comeback factor that Johnny Cage needs in this scenario. However, that is a finite resource. Crushing blows only happen once per game. So next time, probably just going to let the fatal blow rock. Maybe dash cancel for some little throw pressure. Who knows? Good anti-air here from Wi-Fi Scorpion on the stand 1. Just a simple little jab. Nice block confirmed, getting under there and just swinging for the fences. Wi-Fi Scorpion getting as much damage on the table as possible, connecting that overhead, connecting that low because Johnny Cage wants to jump, and then he wants to jump yet again. Oh, good throw tech.
Good poke back, needs to take the advantage here. Nice, 2-wise, great blocks in the back 3 overhead. Now, Swazzy needs to make everything work. He's almost at chip situation, but you know what? Third time's the charm. Back 3, and eventually it's going to connect now that they sped that move up. And so now Wi-Fi Scorpion is going to have to make the 3-0 comeback. But I mean, starting out off with a flawless is definitely the way that you want to start off a 3-0 comeback, right?
Yeah. That's how you want to do it. I mean, and right now uh, he's just feeling more confident. Like I can see it here in the gameplay, a little bit less second guessing yourself, and just a little bit more, all about the read, all about the confidence and what is going to work here. So again, Wi-Fi Scorpion, second place here in this region in terms of points. And I'm seeing why. I'm seeing why. The anti-airs are on point. We saw a little bit of Spawn, which is the secondary character for Wi-Fi Scorpion. And Wi-Fi Scorpion is from Melbourne. And how he feels about his bracket here, his tournament path, is surely make second. That's it. Just confident enough to get over everyone else, except I guess Waz, which is undoubtedly the best player in this region. And his quote is "Sup, Mary." Just Mary. So Mary, whoever you are out there, someone saying what's up.
Yeah, big ups to Mary.
Right.
Can we get the chat, please, to give a big shout out to Mary? Thanks.
Yeah. Big shout. I love this. The Halloween pack here, the costume, the werewolf from Johnny Cage. So throw a little flavor in here. Swazzy, he's sticking with the same character, just a different little look here. Wi-Fi Scorpion.
I didn't actually see if there were any move changes, but I probably should have looked. But again, just getting used to the custom variation. I assumed he was going to pick the same, but that we do see the straight fireball, so it's not the same.
Yeah, it looked like the arcing fireball was really good against a tall character like Spawn. It was kind of forcing Wi-Fi Scorpion to not even look for the high in a lot of situations. So this time, it's always going to be a high no matter how high or how tall they are, but it is a lot faster here. Down to just in case he did break away. Very smart on Wi-Fi Scorpion to not, or to opt not to go for it, but that was a big whipper right in front of him.
Oh, this is looking like a totally different game. This is a huge amount of damage. I mean, without breaking, that's almost like 400 damage in the corner, but not going to give him a chance. Oh, this looks like this might be over. I mean, this is not going to kill, probably, but we are going to be just about one hit away, and if you can make this comeback, I've got something for you, but we're not going to have to figure out what that is, because that was a quick game. And you were talking about the ability to switch custom moves just to counterpick certain matchups, and that is a perfect example. Just getting rid of the arcing fireball and giving him his normal fireball. We didn't even really see any of the moves that were in the variation otherwise, but the fact that he took out a move made the game completely different, because that becomes like a footsie's fireball rather than an actual like angled fireball, like a zoning fireball, and he controlled that mid range better. He didn't let him throw out those forward 3-4s that were giving him issues because he couldn't flawless block them, and etc. And so now, if Wi-Fi Scorpion wants to get that second place, then he's gonna have to make it through the losers bracket.
Yeah, I'm not. That was definitely a tough thing to kind of the comeback was happening there, but yeah, maybe it was all because of that specific loadout for Johnny Cage the first time around. Maybe a little bit more catered to Spawn specifically because of the range that Spawn likes to play in. Stand 3 range and just kind of contest with Spawn's fireball a little bit better. We also saw the cage rage there from Johnny Cage at the end. A very unique move, very strange properties, but worked out there for him. And it came down to a lot of throw reads. I feel like that's kind of Swazzy's play style. I don't know if it's that he's picking up on throw patterns from Wi-Fi Scorpion, or if it's just like that's the way he likes to play. Like I have an inclination that maybe that you're going for a throw here. I'm gonna risk it all, risk it big. Hope you're not throwing a mid and go under that throw down to crushing blow for some good damage, some really good damage here.
Yeah. Twice we saw gigantic down to crushing blows. So twice, at least in the last 2 games. There's probably more in the first ones that I've already forgotten about, but it definitely did a lot come down to those throw reads. But it's what you got to do, especially when you're playing a character like Johnny Cage, where your main game is going to be these strike throw or like strike stagger mix-ups. You kind of get in your opponent's head, and it's just what you got to do.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to play like that. Some people don't play like that. Some people will, sometimes they'll kind of like passively let go of block and then hit block again and be like, oh, I saw it with let me do, what I got to do, whether that's down to crushing blow or your high starting string, that'll punish in that range. But some people just like fully commit. They're like, I know this is coming. I'm holding down, and here comes this down to crushing blow for a lot of damage. So it looks like we're gonna be popping into the lower bracket here for. Now, did we get results for that first bracket? I'm sorry, the first match, but okay, so we do have the results here as I navigate through Discord. Don't know if you've got it in front of you, Chef.
I believe I do. So it looks like Waz won versus Ald 3-1. So despite all the connection issues, it looks like they did get a chance to play it out, most likely. Or they just didn't, and it's really sad. But Waz was ahead in the set regardless, and not a huge surprise to anybody, I think, to see Waz moving on. So it's going to be Waz taking on Swaz. I'm not going to finish either of their names in the winners finals, but now, like you said, moving down to the losers bracket, and we are going to see Cetrion versus Loud, the character that maybe was or was earlier requested to be nerfed. But we'll see if it's necessary. Going up against the Elder Goddess.
Yes, and Solar Plexus. Now Solar Plexus coming in here, real hot, trying to throw down those laser beams, trying to stop Kung Lao from making any kind of approach. Forward roll, very aggressive. Could have been even super punished there in that scenario, but, lives to see another day. I like the cheekiness there with the stomp, and hold on a second. Big crushing blow. A lot of damage here. I'd say it's kind of one of the rarer crushing blows that you see from Cetrion. Not a tough requirement, but I guess he even hit it again. I guess when you're playing a character like Kung Lao that's jumping a lot, and I'm not saying that all Kung Lao players just know how to jump. I'm just saying that the jump is so powerful from this character that you got to be crazy not to jump when you're with him or when you're using him.
Yeah, I mean, it's his greatest strength. You got to play to it. I mean, big shout-outs to Splash, still one of my favorite players ever to watch in Mortal Kombat, in pretty much any Mortal Kombat. His Lao in this game is one of the jumpiest things I've ever seen in my life, but is a thing of beauty and just showing off what the character is capable of doing. And so, yeah, you got to make those reads. Wow, that was a really heavy read there, though. That was assuming it's like point blank.
There was also very, very risky stuff here from Kung Lao, going right into that dive kick. Very punishable on blocks. You usually don't see them doing it in, that closer range. Sometimes they'll do it like, in that little space where you got to move forward in order to get hit. If you're moving forward, you're not blocking, thus you're not going to, put him in a punishable state. Jumping right over there, calling out the boulder, rolling to the other side, and instead of going for a regular string into the fatal blow, decides to just maybe out of a moment of panic, go right into the fatal blow. That's going to be a little too shy here for the death, but this is Cetrion. All you need is a nice little tornado from downtown, and Solar Plexus getting that first game over Ketchup Mama.
That was such an interesting ending situation because that was the return fatal blow, right? And it looked like, I don't know the exact damage percentage of the first hit of Tornado, but it looked like had Tornado not been an armor breaker, I wonder if he would have been able to live through that and actually hit because he was flying forward. But it is an armor breaker, so it guaranteed it, and also ended with a really funny ending screen of Kung Lao backwards in the air. But yeah, that's interesting. You very rarely see armor breakers breaking fatal blow armor because you see them for breakaways, and oftentimes if somebody's reading a fatal blow, they'll just stuff it before the armor frames anyway. But weird situation, and it's cool that we got to see it.
Yeah, it's a strange one, but it is armor all the same. Some characters fatal blows start up a lot faster than others, so yeah, it really depends on who they're trying to break armor for. Ketchup Llama is, according to this, a Kung Lao loyalist, not looking to play any other character. Ketchup Llama is from Sydney, and also he is not looking forward to Solar Plexus's zoning. I mean, I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone's looking for it. I'm just kidding. We all love watching Sony. And then the quote that he wants me to say first on stream is, for the Wu Shi. For the Wu Shi, he's going to get in over these boulders. For the Wu Shi, he's going to go in and hit those mids. Just kidding. He's going to go for throws just when you think he's going for mids. Right now, that orbiting hat not connecting to the combo that he wants. And Cetrion's wall is really keeping him at bay here. The boulder's so scared of him. You don't want to jump into him, but you do want to hop over them.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about zoning. He wasn't looking forward to the zoning, but he didn't say anything about this rush down from her, which is a thing that Cetron can do now. Of course, it's one of the reasons why she's quite so good. But, oh, great anti-air. Maybe a little bit closer could have gotten a, or maybe, could have even gotten like a second barrier right there, just because it did hit kind of meaty as an anti-air. But regardless, great teleport to get that corner control back. But, whoa, we're seeing the, I don't even remember what that's called. The like up and down hat. Yeah, the squiggly hat. That's, I'm pretty sure the official hat. I'm going to with that.
We begged him to change it to squiggly hat. They said, all right,
Possessed,
got it.
Possessed hat. But I like squiggly hat better anyway, so we're going to stick with that. But yeah, seeing the amplified version of it kind of as truly as a zoning tool is pretty unique. We used to see that a little bit more kind of like as an up-close tool, but then it got nerfed, and so we don't see it. Nice! Great conversion! Catching with the orbiting hat, and needs to take advantage of this. He's doing it. A lot of jumps.
A lot of jumps, but that is very successful there. Big jump in two, able to convert into some good damage. I'm seeing a lot of jumping here from Solar Plexus, just trying to get some space between himself and Kung Lao in order to apply a little bit more of a zoning game. And Kung Lao immediately, right after round begin, going for the dive kick. I need to be right on top of her. And I guess he's okay with, he's definitely not okay with taking these boulders, but I guess he's okay with, oh God, just boulder after boulder. Kung Lao getting sniped out of the sky here. Oh, that was the last thing he was looking for.
Oh, that was a round. That was like an aggressive zoning flawless round at the end of that one. Into a second friendship. This is not feeling quite so friendly seeing those double friendships, but okay, so a lot of people don't really have a lot of fun against Cetron zoning, but I personally really like watching Cetron zoning because you get to see how many like reads they make within that like zoning situation. Like the fact that we got to see two straight air rocks and they both hit, it's like, oh, you got red. It's almost like you're being mixed up or pressured from full screen, or in that case, like half screen. It's not like I don't know, just to throw out an example, it's not like Deadshot where it was like projectile, 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 and you're like, okay, how am I getting on this? This one's like, okay, straight rock, max range barrier, like low rock, ground pound cancel, dash forward, barrier. It's very active and very cool to watch for me.
Yeah, she's definitely got a little bit of variety in terms of the zoning. Like, it's not just the same fireball you're seeing over and over again, or the same sonic boom that you're seeing over and over again. But she's a very diverse and well-rounded character. She can do a lot. She can do a closed zoning. Solar Plexus is maining just Cetron here today. He's from Auckland, New Zealand, and playing my opponent feels like a high-intensity workout, so he's very comfortable with his first opponent here. And he also says the Polynesian community is so small in New Zealand and Australia, FGC. So shout out to Samoa, the Cook Islands, and Tonga Chiho. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right. This is all foreign to me, the other side of the world. I don't know how they talk. Just this morning, I thought it was Waz and not Waz. So,
I have been calling him a Waz for years also, but yeah, you know what? At least you attempted. But yeah, we're trying our best always to pronounce everything right, and we get it right maybe 10% of the time if we're lucky. So that's just how life is. But definitely representing all those areas quite well right now. Although we are seeing Ketchup Llama get a lot more momentum at the start of this match. Not as many boulders, not giving it so much time, but nice usage of the amplified interactable, the meter interactable, to get out of that situation and just back that. Just get out of there. Oh! Can't get far enough away though.
And he just did it. He just did it. Fatal blow, that armor just in time here to make sure going through anything Kung Lao was trying. Is he dead? He's alive. He's alive, but it's Cetrion. Oh, man. Straight laser. What are you going to do?
I don't know. That's always going to be a tough situation. I mean, there's so many different things you have to watch out for too. The ground pound existing now, the straight laser, the boulders, the barrier. Like, there's just too many options. Lao does have, some answers to a lot of them, but sometimes you just got to accept that is life. So match point now. Solar Plexus is trying to move forward with a strong 3-0. Will we get the rewrite again? Will we get it?
Probably going to be a state. Oh, got it. Every match. Every single match.
Every time! Okay, I'm a huge Solar Plexus fan. This is incredible. The rate of success on these straight air boulders is unparalleled. That was like a totally different pattern than the last time. He did like 3 grounded ones into a straight one. All right, big fan. And Ketchup Llama played well, but unfortunately did in the kind of interview kind of already suggest what was going to be his downfall, and it was the zoning. But you know, great showing up, getting some points. Definitely hope to see them more next time when they're not on the other end of a boulder.
Yeah, yeah. Hitting those boulders, not a fun thing at all. Definitely not how you're gonna want to be spending a weekend. Um, it's tough, but it's in the game. You gotta go to the lab. You gotta deal with it. Maybe go out there and ask some other Cetrion mains for some games and kind of get used to it. But that low ground pound, definitely a kind of like a little mix there, a little mix for certain strings that normally end in overheads, or just like kind of a way where like you're expecting pressure to end, and here comes the low ground pound, and it's just throwing you off your game completely, throwing you off that rhythm. So again, so you guys know about the tour here, Mortal Kombat Pro Competition. That's what we got here. Overall, 8 qualifier weeks per region. Top 8 players in points and standings for each sub-region make that sub-region finals. And the point structure for each qualifying week, just like this week, first place is going to be taking 350 points, second place 260, third place 230, fourth place 200. The 2 players in fifth place will be getting 140 points, and the 2 players in seventh place will be getting 70 points each. So, in order to qualify for those last regions, you got to get into the top 8 of that region in terms of points. North America League and North America East and West are going to have $10,000 per their sub-region finals, and then we have Liga Latina, Mexico, Latin America North, Latin America South, and Brazil with $5,000 per sub-region finals. Intercontinental Combat, and so that's Europe West, Europe East, Oceania, which is tonight, and the Middle East. They're all going to have a $5,000 sub-regional finals. So that's what these guys are playing for. They're trying to get into the top 8 in terms of points. Then they get to that finale event for $5,000 of a prize pool on the line. And of course,
Yeah.
we want to do a big shout out to Astro Gaming. So thank you, Astro Gaming, for being the official audio partner for the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition. All the caster audio that you guys hear on all these broadcasts are powered by Astro for the entirety of the season. So please visit astrogaming.com to find out more information on all their officially licensed PlayStation audio products, which are available now. And let me tell you guys, we've been wearing these headsets for quite some time. They're very,
Oh yeah.
very comfortable. You definitely got to get some.
Yeah, this is the first time that I've
And,
been able to wear them. I've been a really big fan, and it's nice to be able to cast the headset. It's been a while. It's been since I've been live in person, so a huge thank you to Astro. But of course, the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PS4 Tournaments, so be sure to check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series. The PS4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels, where you can compete against your friends and rivals and enemies for unique rewards. You can visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content that gives us an inside look at how top players play, tips and tricks for players of all skill levels, how to begin, etc. All you have to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and you can pretty easily see a list of all of the PS4 tournaments to sign up for, which is just so easy for anybody to be able to take part in
yeah,
any of these tournaments. I mean, obviously it's been tough, not having quite as many in-person tournaments, but I've been able to
right.
see so many players that I haven't been able to, or that I was never able to see before, that I just had no idea about them, and see how good they are throughout all of these online tournaments, especially the ones that Sony's been holding. It's been great. Like, I really am so excited to see how all these like new talent uh, kind of do for the next, how they perform for the next few years, or into whatever the next game's life is. Just everything. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it's really cool because you kind of get that little confidence booster, in these players that might have not made it out to an offline event because they didn't want to, commit to taking off from work or commit to the expensive plane ticket or the hotel stay. So it's kind of like we're kind of breaking down those entry barriers here for these online tournaments. So again, if you guys play competitive Mortal Kombat 11 and you're in any of these regions, I just said a whole bunch of different regions. I mean, we got North America, Latin America, Middle East. Even though you didn't get into these first few weeks, just play. I mean, it's just kind of, you always got to show your support, especially for a community as small as ours. Show your support any way you can, whether that's donating to that specific tournament, whether that's participating in the tournament, tweeting out the Twitch broadcast, any way that you guys could do it. And participating in tournaments is very, very fun. A very great way to meet new friends, learn how to, play the game at a whole another level. And it just kind of, opens up this whole extra enjoyment, playing the game competitively. Because if you put so much time and effort into a game, you want to get better at it. So definitely sign up if you guys haven't yet, even if you missed out on the first few weeks. Just kind of test out the waters and really see what competing is all about. All right, so we got some new faces here, or at least one new face here. I know you're familiar. Yeah, a new face. Colt the Icon, who just goes by Colt here, for the first time, I believe, first time in any top 8 here. And he's the only player in this top 8 that doesn't have any points yet, but definitely going to have some points and definitely going to be breaking through that armor. We're going to be seeing a little bit of Jace here, that purple stuff going right through those projectiles.
Okay, so before we even talk about anything more about this match, we need to talk about the fact that we're seeing the Kung Lao. I don't even remember what this stance is called, but the like, I don't know. I literally don't know what it's called, but the spirit stance. This is by far one of my favorite moves in the entire game. I'm going to take back my answer from earlier about the Rain Lightning being the move I want to see, and it's going to be this. And so far, we're seeing a really great use of it, as we're going to see Sagat take the first round. And funny story. So, I mean, I think this might have been like 7 months ago. This might have been longer than that. This might have been like, I don't know, something like that. I went into a tournament that Waz was streaming, and I saw a player playing this variation back when it was actually just the 3 variations, and this was a 3rd one. And I said, what is this? Like, how do you guys know how to fight against this? Because you're all countering super well. And Waz was like, oh, that's just how the meta is in this region. We just play weird stuff. And so apparently this is not the weirdest thing to see, but to me, it's one of the sickest things to see.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. I feel like it's a little bit more of like a long-range game. The moves are a little bit slower, but the range on them is just incredible. And, you combine that with Kung Lao's already great throw-strike game. He can kind of play it at any range here. You go for the really far projectiles, go for, the Z-hat here, however he feels like approaching the situation. And cashing in big here on that crushing blow, the back throw, breaking the back of the ribs here. And, I saw a great start here from Colt the Icon, but I think the situation just kind of took a really big toll on him. That first round was his, had Kung Lao dead to rights. Kung Lao made this crazy comeback, guessed perfectly right on the breakaway attempt, did the dive kick to break through it, cashed in on the crushing blow, set the game back to very, very even, very, very close down to the nail biter. And unfortunately, Colt the Icon wasn't able to clutch it out. And I feel like I saw the, and I see this a lot in all kinds of players, whether you're new or intermediate. I see this a lot where, you'll have one bad round or one bad game and you let it affect your whole set. You got to leave it in the past. You got to just move forward. Don't let it bother you. But it's tough. It's way easier said than done.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a sign of a top player, is how much mental fortitude they have, I guess would be the term that you would use. So, definitely tough for newer players or players newer to competition, but hey, you know what? Backdash, forward dash, nitro kick is a pretty heavy sign that you are not afraid at all, even after a first game loss. And honestly, those are some pretty close rounds in that first game. Oh wow, zero fear. At this point, Scott's gotta be ready, gotta be ducking maybe to try to bait those out. But, I did watch Scott run through the bracket, and he did defeat a known Jade to make it into the top 8, so definitely has Jade experience, knows how to counter these things, just probably not expecting it.
Yeah, didn't expect the amplified there, and that's the tricky part. Getting it on block, but then, you don't expect them to amplify, you go to punish, and the amplify just kind of knocks you on your ass, and it's very, very tough.
Oh my god! How many of these are going to This is unbelievable. These kicks. Oh,
I mean,
there's gotta be some other.
last week we saw crazy Devora teleports. This week it's these insane Jade Nitro kicks, which are, you know, highs that you can duck in full combo punish, or they're also just not safe on block.
Oh my god, please! You gotta duck one of them! I know you have the ability. Look, you're on reaction, blocking and punishing forward 2-1, but just make the read on the Nitro. There's like 600 of them so far. Still though, beautiful combo, beautiful combo. That stance does give you the chance to use some really cool new combos, like you were seeing right there, or get some cool conversions. Like that's a cool, very nice 4-1-3 conversion. I'm gonna say cool a bunch because it is, but that was a very different round. Didn't even give a chance to Nitro kick.
Oh yeah, no, didn't get a chance. Just kind of shut that party down completely. And unfortunately for Colt, the Icon, down to possibly the last game here. Got to make it happen. Down 2-0 in this set, and this is in the loser side of the bracket. So the loser here is going to be out of the tournament in 7th place. Still getting some points, but definitely not where these players want to be. Hey man, you make it to the finale, you'll definitely get some money here, part of that prize pool. So, you know, 70 points can go a long way here.
Yeah, and you know, I want to point out the fact that even though it may look a little bit, I don't want to use the term scrubby, but it could be perceived as scrubby the way that Colt the Icon started doing a bunch of those kicks in that game. It's not like that was how he was playing in the first game, and he's received no signal that he should be stopping, as every single one of them basically has been hitting. The only one that was punished so far was because it was jumped over, and that's not necessarily a read on the Nitro kick, it's just a jump, which is going to happen. So the real question is, if it starts getting punished, oh wow, speak of the devil, all right, so if it starts getting punished hypothetically by a down 2 crushing blow, will we see the continuation of the Nitro kicks?
I don't know, it all depends. I mean, some players refusing, some players get conditioned too hard, so depending on how much damage that down 2 crushing blow did, it was very significant. You know, how much does that damage mean to you? You know, certain players. All right, now we're seeing the Volt from Jade, a little different here. Big jump in, but didn't believe in the read, didn't want to commit to it at all here. Does hit those Delia dance cancels here in that low, but really not enough damage. He doesn't go into like a full combo. That's going to be an overhead, very unsafe stuff, but very tricky to see coming.
Yeah,
strike
you're gonna
cancel.
If you're gonna win through Dahlia's dances, you've got to read a lot of them, and you've just got to really get in your opponent's head, make them really start blocking, maybe start throwing them. It's not an easy path, but it is a nice addition to her kit that she wasn't able to really take advantage of before customs. And right now, I like the fact that we are seeing a very different playstyle, and we're seeing a lot less than Nitro Kick, so truly that was an adaptation, and that wasn't just somebody who didn't know that it was bad to throw out unsafe moves. I really like this play from Colt the Icon, and there we go. This is a perfect example of how you're supposed to use Dahlia's dance in that kind of Jade pressure.
Yeah, you just kind of don't know, because she's got so many like different hitting strings. You know, some of the strings are just safe if you just let the whole thing rock. There's a mind game behind it. They have the flawless block gap where she can, you know, kind of cover with the Delia's dance there in the middle there, or if they're not blocking low. So many different routes, so many different options you can go. But right now, Colt the Icon, hashtag the Icon, is in a very tough spot here. Oh no, going for a huge ride, and that's going to be just enough damage, more than enough damage here, and it's going to be Sagat taking it over Colt the Icon. But don't let it discourage you. You did your thing, man. You came out here, you got into the top 8, you got your 70 points, and puts you in a good spot here. So if you come back, make another top 8 appearance, you'll get into that finale, you'll get to play, and you'll have time, because there is definitely a lot of time from now into the finales for all these sub-regions. So Colt the Icon, big shout out to you, but unfortunately, this is the end of your tournament path, but that is just for tonight. Definitely come back and just show everyone what you got. Show everyone what you learned.
Yeah. Honestly,
Uh,
I mean, just to kind of extend that a little bit before we move on, I think the adaptation of playstyles from Colt was incredibly good. We saw a
It
different
was.
playstyle in all three different games that changed every time based on how well he was seeing that Sagat was dealing with it, and that
Yeah.
is a hugely difficult thing to do. Definitely, like for example, like myself as a player, very difficult, very hard to do that. Especially to switch between styles like playing wild in the second game, playing very pressure oriented in the third game, playing kind of like a normal game in the first one. It's not an easy thing to do, and so even though you didn't quite take the victory, I think that shows a lot of potential, and yeah, I definitely want to see them come back for further weeks.
Yeah, yeah, man, and it's very easy. Like we said before, you just go to the website and sign up. If you guys are in those regions, go to the PlayStation 4 tournament website and sign up for it. It's no problem. But it looks like we are gonna take a. Are we doing a quick break? Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with more top 8 action. We still got 6 players left in this incredibly talented region. Show some love and don't go anywhere.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
Hey guys, Ketchup and Mustard here, and it's time to test your might in the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series. Ready to rumble? Power on your PlayStation and head to the Events app, filter by type, and select a convenient date and time. Boot up MK11 and locate the PS4 Tournaments menu option. Click it to visit a familiar place, the Console Events tab. Sign up and prepare to play. Once registered, you can view your tournament details and check-in time. A notification will remind you to tighten your black belt and get over here for your match. Continue combat in the open qualifiers to close in on the competition. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
PlayStation. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Any ring I step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Week 4 of the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition Intercontinental Combat for the Oceania region. I am Wonder Chef, joined by Darth Arma. I'm back for the first time in a while. I've been having a blast so far, being able to see all these players play, and we're just about halfway done. These players have been representing their region extremely well, but of course, if you want to represent your region, you can also buy some super sweet merch. So if you want to do that, of course, you can just go to the merch store, browse the apparel. It's got all of the regions, got a bunch of different characters. It's all right here. If you had to choose one of these, which one would it be, Arma?
I would definitely choose the Melina one because I don't know about you, Chef, but every morning when I wake up, I check Ed Boon's Twitter and I just cry and cry and cry, or rejoice for how happy I am about my character. So I definitely need to be rocking that North America League Melina t-shirt. And there's a lot of stuff here on this website, different colors, different styles. So definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you don't check for his tweets. You check to see if he just tweeted at all, and then you cry about Melina. I don't even think the Melina stands, quote unquote, even know that she's in the game yet. But hopefully we get to see some Melina. I'm a big Melina fan. I'm a big Scorpion fan, so I'd probably go with the Scorpion shirt. But that's a boring answer, and I like yours a whole lot better.
I got a little history behind that one, but yeah, and guys, again, this tournament is presented by PlayStation 4. So the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PlayStation 4 Tournaments. Check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series. PlayStation 4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels. Compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards that you can only get here. You can visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content that gives you an inside look at how top players play and tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. All you got to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and it's that simple. You can see all the different tournaments that are available there, not just Mortal Kombat, not just fighting game tournaments, a lot of different genres. So if you're competitive, go check it out there. And if you want to try to get competitive, definitely give it a shot. And if you guys are out there playing Mortal Kombat 11, even if you just kind of play casually there, Combat League here and there, get involved, get into the community, join a tournament. It's a good way to just kind of support. You got to support these events in any way you can, because the bigger the community grows, the more we get out of it, the more prizes we can give out to people, and just the more content everyone's going to have in general. And definitely the biggest point that I want to touch on in terms of growing our community: just be a good human being. Don't be awful to new members coming into the community because, hey man, I'm sorry, but I gotta say it, there's some people out there that just aren't putting their best foot forward. Be welcoming, engage, and just have fun, and make sure everybody's having fun. You're here to compete. You're here to love Mortal Kombat with the rest of us. So it looks like we're going to be seeing some Cetrion versus Scorpion. This should be in the lower bracket, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Solar Plexus, I was super impressed with their play, but Wi-Fi Scorpion, of course, was my kind of favorite pick earlier in the day, and now they're going to play against each other, so that's kind of a heartbreaker for me. But this is a matchup that I've seen quite a bit, Cetrion up against Scorpion, and it can really go either way. It's not really like an auto-determined matchup. I mean, not many are, but I'm excited to see how both of them play it. We're definitely not going to see as many boulders, I'll definitely say that.
No, definitely not. As soon as the boulder animation starts there, Wi-Fi Scorpion, a player that is, the reactions of this player are going to be on point, going to be able to teleport through there. So you're going to see probably a little bit more lasers here from Cetrion, because it is the faster projectile, a little tougher to react to. Whereas Boulder, man, that was beautiful punish here. I guess he was anticipating the breakaway, and he actually got a nice little spear charge up there for the long game. A lot of attack here from Cetrion. Little fake there. Yeah, I love that she stayed on the same side.
Yeah, I mean, so you expect a lot of teleport feints, teleport mix-ups from Scorpion, but I guess Soul Plexus is like, hey, you know what? Cetrion can do it too. Offensive, point blank, same side teleport, and it actually worked out. But now, of course, that means no defensive meter, which means this is going to hurt a lot. I think this might be scaled too much to kill, but it's at least going to take very low. I could be wrong, though.
Very, very low. Literally, oh, man. And the success rate of that overhead, very, very high here. And is going to be connecting here, the overhead.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about that overhead is that even if it wasn't overhead, it still hops over a lot of lows, and especially you see Cetron's using a lot of down 3, down 4, and it's going to get over all of that, just go right to the dome, I guess, and get that nice hard knockdown. But it is also an overhead, and it's safe, so everything about that move is quite good. And it auto breaks, I forgot about that. Barely see it.
What does that move not do? I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't. Mixes, it low crushes. I guess it is a little bit slower on startup, which, you know, was buffed a little bit in one of the previous patches. So I guess oh, what a call out. Beautiful call out there on the wake up, connecting that back 1-4 from that far range. Oh, that was tricky. That was so tricky there. Leaving him in a standing position at the end of the combo thanks to the spear amplified. And then just kind of showing that he's aware of his surroundings. Able to tick throw with that interactable for some good damage, and Wi-Fi Scorpion feeling confident, looking confident here in his first losers match. But it's okay, don't count out Solar Plexus. He's playing Cetrion after all, so you can just kind of make a little bit of the adaptation here. Maybe play a little bit more patiently, maybe rely a little bit more on you know, the up close game. Let Scorpion teleport in. He's probably going to cancel, but Cetrion's got some buttons up close, very fast normals, and you know, maybe this just requires a little tweak of the variation here, maybe a little tweak in the custom build. So let's see what Solar Plexus goes with.
Yeah, we do see cycling through. I couldn't see because it was really tiny, but we'll see as it loads in. Obviously, Wi-Fi Scorpion has to stick with the same thing. Also, side note, we're not seeing Spawn. Probably doesn't want to play Spawn up against Cetrion. That can be a bit of a zoning nightmare. So, Deadly Winds, it's the same thing. Okay, so all together, all the same. Considered maybe switching. But yeah, you know, within the first match, we saw most of the success from Solar Plexus come from rushing down. We saw some really, really nice rush down. But one big bait on that wake up 2 was really all that it took to end that second round, because it was that into the restand, into the command grab reset, no breakaway. So it wasn't a terrible match. It's just sometimes it all works out bad in one round. And you know, right now, Wi-Fi Scorpion says he wants it to work out on even better for more than that, and that is huge. Great. That all started with a jab punish from the natural barrier, which would have interrupted even Hatch Amplify. Second hit of it, all good.
Very, very fast little jab and kind of get there just in time. Oh, somehow connecting that smoke bomb, and definitely going to be cashing in big. Not only cashing in big enough to kill for the first round, but also look at the corner positioning here. Cetrion up against the wall, but we all know she's just one teleport away from getting out. So I guess it was a little telegraph there. Good challenge from Wi-Fi Scorpion with the normals. This time hit confirming into the teleport. Connecting here with that cheeky little overhead after the jumping overhead. That's going to be a counter hit for the crushing blow. Going to amplify that teleport for a lot of damage. No breakaway available for Solar Plexus, and just not blocking that second hit of the low. I'm seeing a little bit of a little slack here. I mean, you know, it's one thing to get hit by a straight low or if there's some kind of mix-up, but that animation is very telling. You know the sword's coming out. It's a very far-reaching mid, and everyone knows, you know, since the beta, that low is coming right after there, because it's definitely the go-to footsie tool for Scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that maybe Wi-Fi Scorpion was just so far ahead in this string that like it was just hard to follow along for Solar Plexus. Maybe just, you know, preemptively trying to like get out of a situation, maybe scared of like a stagger, something like that. But overall, I mean, Wi-Fi Scorpion's pressure strings are all just so well planned out. You know, I mean, using every like interactable. We've seen 2 interactable combo starters so far, which is huge. Ooh, we've seen the switch to Shiva. But yeah, Scorpion's like all of the pressure strings, all of the resets, everything have been so like predetermined, so smart. Just already knows exactly what he's going to be going for next, and it shows. It's so hard to get out of. But all right, we're going to see the low, we're going to see the unblockable, and the enhanced dragon drop. So we are going to see some stomps, but Scorpion teleport, pretty good answer to the stomps.
Oh yeah. I mean, get you out of dodge. She can go for, you know, a little bit you know, you fake to go for the stomps, and then you try to block the teleport, but then Scorpion, I love that walk-up punish. Big damage here, going to amplify for a little pop-up. Unblockable ground pound here, going for regular stomp, and because of the delay from Shiva, able to kind of wait for Scorpion to finish. Now Scorpion cannot delay that teleport at all. As soon as he hits teleport, he has to come out of it. He can, however, cancel out of that teleport after the teleport has taken place. So there's a little bit of a mind game there in terms of, you know, is he going to let it rock? Is he going to wait? Is he going to hold it, take it out? Oh, tried to go for tried to art the stomp a little bit to the right, but that was a very good call by Wi-Fi Scorpion to not move. Unfortunately, not fast enough to punish.
Stomp whip
What?
and a fatal blow. That is optimal Shiva play. That is 100% optimal Shiva play. That's the kind of stuff you go to the lab for. So good stuff to Solar play.
I don't know if you know how insulting that sounds. That is
Yeah, mentally broken. That's how you start a 3-0 comeback. Let me tell you. Teleport. Oh, just commit to it. Just commit to it. You don't need to cancel it. You're already punishing. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, hey, the Shiva these things work out. Side note, isn't this just Shiva's Tournament 1 variation? Mean Queen, right? I think so. It's got the anti-air grab. It's got the unblockable stomp, and this is it.
Yeah,
Mean Queen.
yeah. This is Mean Queen. This is the one that had. This was the only variation that let you arc it to the left or right.
Right. Oh, that's a punish. Oh, I think I hit him out of the Amplify too, which was the second hit, so managed to waste an offensive bar. Ooh, big damage. And that's a lot more damage after the throw, of course, with a huge DOT. You can see that life bar just melting. Oh, the delay. Good call. Good call. And have to
do it again.
All one time. Oh! No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! One more for crushing blow. One more. One more. Just go for the stomp. Just do it.
Oh, he didn't have the bar either way. Either way, didn't have the bar. I don't think he should have spent it on the last one. Yeah, he blew the last bar on the last one.
And so actually getting out of that amplified version of the unblockable ground pound was a pretty big deal because that could have set up a win. But match point now for Wi-Fi Scorpion. We'll see if the Shiva's powerful enough to stomp out his 3-0.
Could be. Gotta make this comeback.
Oh, no meter for Solar Plexus. Okay, finally got one bar back and one bar back. But this is going to have to be a lot of hits. All right, gets one.
A lot of hits, a lot of stomps. Gotta call it out there. I like a Wi-Fi Scorpion said, I'm gonna try to keep it as safe as possible, but this time getting clipped there as he tries to jump out of the air. Little bit of teabaggery from both these players, just kind of hold it down there. Oh no, don't let him do this. Don't
Crushing blows one away now. Oh no! Had the chance. The meter was just building too, but Wi-Fi Scorpion isn't gonna let the Shiva plan work. The reads were really good by Solar Plexus, managing to delay every single time that he was going to teleport punish it. I forgot this was a fatality. I haven't seen this one forever. The dive through, pretty funny.
The first one we ever saw, basically.
Yeah. Because we saw it so much early on, nobody does it anymore. Everybody does the other one now if they do anything.
Yeah.
Or the friendship. Friendship's like 90% of the time.
Yeah, friendships are definitely the way to go. You know, just it was such a fun thing that they added back into the game. Of course, a throwback to the old. I mean, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen friendships since, I guess technically trilogy. But it was just kind of you know, just a great way to kind of a little nod to the old days, and it's just a fun way to kind of, you know, see your characters in different lights. But huge shout out to Solar Plexus. You did a great job getting 5th place, securing a good amount of points, and, you know, trying to solidify that spot in the top 8, I should say, in order to qualify for the regional finals. So Solar Plexus, keep doing your thing. Loving the Cetrion, loving all the different options that you have with the character. You know, just gotta work out some things. Maybe work on some Shiva some more, because I did see some success there with Shiva, and you know, she's a great character, unblockable stomps. What else could you want in this character?
Yeah, I don't know. Not much else. But, you know, one thing to note is that it was Mean Queen that we saw, which was a pretty interesting choice.
Yeah.
But we didn't really see all of the options come out too effectively. We did see the ground pound getting like one hit in, but because it's Scorpion, the ground pound is going to be pretty reactable, and we saw it punished quite a bit. We saw the Shokan snag, the anti-air. We saw that like get a combo like maybe 2 times throughout the whole set. So it would be really interesting to see like maybe if they commit to Shiva playing a slightly different variation, one that has like maybe like the March for a little bit more mix up up close, so it's not wholly dependent on the stomps, because really just need a little bit more damage to make the comeback in a few of those situations, or taking maybe the low for some mix-ups. Regardless, not going to work this time. Going to be sent out, and that means that Wi-Fi Scorpion is going to move forward in the bracket to take on the winner of what will, I assume, be our next match, which will be Ald against Sagat. And we didn't get a chance to see Ald play too much because of the connection problems in the first game, so I'm excited to see whatever character he picks up against Sagat, who I do hope uses more of the Kung Lao stance that I can't remember the name of, and I will probably never remember the name of. But if chat could remind me, I will try to bring chat up. But yeah,
about
that's
the great ancestor moves.
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
in from. Well, it looks like he's also got the Z hat in that one as well. But you know, he likes to use that just for a little bit of it seems like just a better way to have like a grasp of, you know, a little bit more like mid to full screen presence, something you always got to watch out for. And it could be something that could aid him in this specific matchup here against Jackie. Jackie does like to take to the sky quite a bit. I mean, if you don't have that super jump equipped, the bionic bounce, are you really playing Jackie? I mean, this is custom variations. You got to use the best tools. We do have a few other you know, custom moves along with this variation build. But you know, let's see what Sagat does. We got the squiggly hat there, amplifying it for, you know, maybe catching some free damage here against Jackie. Maybe she's not paying attention. Maybe she's not anticipating the application of that move. Good breakaway. Good timing.
So this is. This is definitely a more common variation setup. So this is going to be the one with the orbiting hat, I believe. Oh no, this is the possessed hat and the buzzsaw. Okay, so I misread that for sure. There's a lot of different options you get with Cloud. I love how he's kind of evolved since Customs came out. But it looks like Sagat's pretty good at using all of them, and we're already seeing a pretty quick first round.
Yeah. Pretty dominant. I mean, not super in his favor. You know, got hit a few times, but, you know, able to kind of keep control of the whole situation. Squiggly Hat is able to push her back just outside of that forward 3 range. That's definitely going to come into a factor here when it comes to, you know, that specific string and just kind of, you know, what's the mind game? You kind of want to anticipate it to whiff, because that is kind of the go-to challenge from Jackie, as it is a very, very quick mid. Good conversion here, forcing Jackie to come off that breakaway, getting that back throws. Jackie's holding on the block for dear life. A little too scared as she doesn't have any wake-up options after that breakaway. That was a weird little exchange here.
I know, just like held it for a little bit. Oh, he's gonna land it, and the conversion, beautiful. Didn't have the chance to, or didn't really have the meter to anything up, but that was such a great conversion. And I love the setting up, saying, here, land on my hat.
Just come jump right on the hat there. Ooh, and a trade goes in the favor of Sagat thanks to that huge life lead and that tiny little bit of life remaining for Ald. And unfortunately, Ald losing that first game, but that's okay. We can kind of adjust, adapt, and come back a little bit stronger here. Now, of course, he's going up against, you know, really good player here, Kung Lao doing his thing. And Sagat just, you know, in a good spot here in terms of points on this region's leaderboard. Sagat is in 10th place overall for the points prior to the points that he's going to be receiving. For today's top 8, he was sitting in 10th place at 180 points. So the points for Sagat is very, very crucial because he's outside of the top 8. You need to get into that top 8 on the leaderboards for the points in order to get to that finale. So that's just to kind of throw into perspective what this match means to Sagat, and also what this match means to Ald, because Ald is also, Ald is just qualified there at 8th place at 210 points. So this match right here could determine who qualifies and who doesn't qualify for that finale in order to get that payday. Wiggly Hat getting Jackie as she tries to get up and do anything but block. Gets the conversion. Very tricky stuff, and I guess he was going for a throw there. Huge whiff, and because of that, a big-time punishment city here.
Yeah, still taking damage up to the start of this throw, just from that residual damage from the grenade launcher, but great stuff really from both sides here, and we've seen such amazing conversions from Buzzsaw so far that I am just extremely impressed with this play. It's definitely one of the best moves that I think got added to anybody's kit in Customs, and we saw it for quite a bit, but kind of less so as time's gone on.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I feel like sometimes it just kind of takes people a little time to explore the best options, certain matchups, because with Customs, these matchups have it's almost like they evolve, with all these different options, and you can tweak things here and there for certain counterplay. You gotta look at everything in a whole new light. It feels like a whole different game competitively. Forward throw from Kung Lao. Sagat looking great, trying to throw down that buzzsaw. There it is. Tracking because it held him. Even though Jackie jumped over to the other side, crossing him up, cashing in big here with that dash punch crushing flow. Wants to take this momentum, wants to stop the All train right here, and wants to stop the Sagat train right here in its tracks, but All able to do something.
Yeah, one back throw is really all it takes, but is going to land the hit. There's no escaping that. Down two is going to definitely finish it off no matter what. Could have kept it a little bit less, maybe like launching, but it literally did not matter. So definitely going to take back a little bit of momentum. I mean, Alt has not been playing badly. It's just that so far, both Sagat and Waz have been really extremely good at fighting against upgraded style Jackie, which is something that you obviously need to have a lot of experience against in this game. Is you're almost definitely going to run into at least one in bracket, but they've just shown the perfect amount of knowledge, like anti-airing after blasts. There we go. The perfect patience to block two of them. There hasn't been really much aggression started from Al. Just hasn't had a chance. The zoning's almost worked better than like the rushdown.
Yeah, and I feel like it all comes down to patience and Sagat being really, really familiar. Not sure what's happening here.
Well, I can take a guess.
Buzzsaw
cut the server, cut the Ethernet cable in half. But it's a little bit unfortunate. It is I was about to say it is winter, so there's storms. But you know what? It's not, because they're on the other side of the world from us, so it's actually not. But regardless, there is definitely the chance of internet connectivity issues. There always is, right? In stuff like this. At the very least, it looked like the match was still playing very well. It may just be some sudden drops, which is unfortunate, but we'll get that figured out. And the matches were going pretty well. There was some good adaptation from Ald up to that point, which was definitely necessary. Like I said, both opponents that Ald has fought so far on the broadcast today have been very, very solid against the upgraded style Jackie. Haven't really fallen for any of the like air blast mix-ups, haven't really fallen for any sort of trying to anti-air when they shouldn't on normal jump-ins or on leaps. They were just very patient. They waited. They down one or down three or standing ones to get past after a single blast, or they just waited correctly the amount of times for the multiple blasts. It's just been super solid so far. And on top of that, you can definitely see why Sagat is picking the Buzzsaw in this matchup. The fact that he literally got Jackie to land on it and then got a full conversion is one of the sickest counter pick plays that I've seen in quite a while. So I'm really enjoying that kind of play. And I was really excited to be back today, especially to watch the players that we have, and I'm definitely not disappointed at all. They've definitely lived up to my expectations. Especially a lot of the players in the losers bracket right now are super hyped to watch. And I'm going to be excited for the one after this, but hopefully they can get these connection issues sorted out. I'm going to have to assume it's on Ald's end since we've seen it from two Ald games, but of course I'm no admin, never take my word for anything. I'm just making a wild guess.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a safe assumption. The second time today out of these 8 players, and that's unfortunate. That is the reality of the situation. The status of our world, which is I guess not the status of the world in New Zealand right now, but it is for most everybody else. We're limited to online, so we got a little hiccups here, but we'll get through it. Now, Chef, I am happy that we do have you here on the Australian broadcast. I know you yourself, you're probably one of the only casters on the whole tour that have actually been to this region, specifically Australia. Now, I wanted to ask you, what's the one thing that you experienced in Australia where you were like, I would never see that in America? Is there
Well,
anything that like sticks out to you?
okay, well, it looks like
Oh,
they're getting back in, but I do have to say the one thing that so it looks like Ald is going to take the loss because otherwise there would be no way to switch characters. So I'm assuming
yeah,
now it's
yeah.
going to be a 2-0. But I got to say the number one thing about Australia is their snacks, and I'll elaborate on that when we get a little bit more time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the
Snack time.
snackage in Australia, I went to Melbourne in particular twice. It was very top tier. But like I said, we'll get back to that. We are going to see the switch to Sonya. Ald did say, buff Sonya, and somebody else called for a nerf to Lao. So this is the optimal buff nerf matchup based on the competitors' wants, but they're not going
Right.
to get any of it. So let's see how it goes with their current status.
I don't know, man. Paulo could be in the chat right now looking at this and saying, I should take my notebook out and really see what's going on. So there's a lot on the line here, kind of a double-edged sword if you do win here. You win and you can't downplay your character. The mids here from Kung Lao not finishing his string. Trying to get through the zoning from Zonia. Good jump in here. The Swiggly Hat does trade with the interactable cage. Trying to summon the Ancestor, but just a little too slow to get past it. And I like how he's counterplaying to that. I mean, trying to make Sonya, rely on the zoning. Then she gets a little too comfortable, and then that's when you go for jump and dive kick. But unfortunately, one drone drop away from the loss here. And Ald trying to make this comeback, reverse a 3-0 fashion.
Yeah, this is looking so much more solid on the side of Ald. I don't want to make any assumptions, but if I was watching this not knowing Ald's history, which is absolutely correct, my assumption would have been that they were a Sonya player who maybe didn't feel Sonya was quite up to par and then ended up switching to Jackie, who's known to be quite good. But you can tell when somebody's playing their main, playing the character they've invested the most time into, it just feels different. It's just the way they move, the way they time things, their confidence, and that's really showing right now, even though right now Scott's got the upper hand. It just looks like a different player almost.
No, definitely commentators curse all around here. But hold on a second. Sonya's a mixed machine. She can go in there. Never mind. Kung Lao swinging for the fences, trying to get out of there and getting a nice little side switch there. Sonya doesn't have a teleport, anything like that, but she does have some rings to just kind of keep you at bay. Huge jump in, paid off big time, big punish, and now total control in the corner. Look at this oppression here. The mids coming your way because you thought the throw was coming. The throw coming your way because you thought the mids was coming. Kung Lao guessing right over and over again here. I mean, Sonya in for a world of hurt. Ald has got to kick this up a notch, and here it is. Does hit it, but he drops the combo. Huge opportunity missed here.
Oh, and that should be it. No way to escape that. The armor breaker was available even if the defensive meter was there for a break. So, no way to escape that after getting re-cornered. Lovely usage of the 1-2-1 to kind of get that corner positioning back. After doing the back throw, which nobody would have guessed the back throw in that situation, to throw out of the corner. So altogether, again, a very, very strong planned offense from Sagat. And I would have loved to see some more of Sonya from Ald. It's not Jackie. Very few characters are Jackie, but it just looked, again, like the comfortability was there. And sometimes you just have to, stick with your guns, even if they're not currently the best situation for you. And, that was pretty close. Then you get cornered by Lao, but, who can get out of the corner against Lao? That's tough.
It's tough order for anyone, Sonya or not Sonya. And, I saw a little bit of a drop there. The ring cancel wasn't quite there. I know that's kind of one of the harder moves to really pull off in this game. Not that this game is necessarily like high execution, but I would say that's one of the things that, if it's not really embedded into your muscle memory, it's not going to come out 10 out of 10 times. And, as great ones back in the day said, your best B&B is the one that you can hit 10 out of 10 times, the one you're never going to drop. And, that's how, I've always looked at it. I've always looked at it as, and some players aren't like that. Some players like to swag out. Some players like to go for the really, really tough stuff to really impress everyone, or just to optimize their damage. But I'm someone who's like, I want the BNB that I'm gonna hit every single time. No reason to risk it. No, because you're leaving damage on the table, and that's damage that your opponent isn't out thinking out of. It's just you messing up.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy thing to do. Those ring cancels, but then there's also like a lot of situations. Like I think those might have just been situations where you're not going to get a full combo off of it because whatever you hit them with beforehand pushes them back a little bit too far. So maybe it was just a choice on that end. But that does mean that Sagat will be moving forward to play against Wi-Fi Scorpion. But before we move on to that match, of course, I want to give a huge thanks to Astro, of course, for this lovely, comfortable headset. And again, this is my very first time being able to use it. They are the official partner of the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition. All of the caster audio for not just this one, this broadcast, but all of the broadcasts is powered by Astro for the entire season. So go to astrogaming.com for more info on all of the officially licensed PlayStation audio products. And you can be cool like us, or you know what you can really do is rock these way cooler than us is really the key there. Because I think I'm rocking it about a level 3, and I'm going to need some actual cool people to rock it at least a level 8.
That's right, and we can't do that unless you guys go to the website and buy it. I mean, I'm giving you permission to treat yourself. We've been stuck inside for quite some time, so you might as well be comfortable. I mean, these A40s are so comfy, and you're not going to get anything as good for the price. So definitely treat yourself. Go out there and just upgrade your system at home. I mean, and show everybody on the Zoom calls how cool you are as soon as you log out of work and just turn into a Mortal Kombat 11 player, streamer, enthusiast, whatever you are. Definitely the headset for you. So it looks like we're going to be moving on in this bracket here. A lot more players eliminated. I believe we're down to just 4 players remaining. We have the losers semifinals, so just set up for Wi-Fi Scorpion versus Sagat. And then we have the winners finals, which is Waz, not Waz, Waz versus Swazi. Is that also Waz, Swazi? Waz and Swazi is the same way. Okay.
I'm definitely calling him Waz and Swaz. There's no way that I'm not. Also, huge shouts to Ultra David if he's by chance watching this, but he did call him Shazzy in the very first broadcast, and that is unforgivable. I just want Ultra David to know that. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to call him Waz and Swaz, which of course is actually the grand finals, or was the grand finals of the very first week of this broadcast. So it's definitely showing. It's going to show how they've kind of advanced since then. I think that was the time that Swazi knocked. Yeah, that's right. He knocked the Waz into losers, but then Waz used Setron to make it all the way back up and reset the bracket. And then I think in the very end he won with Frost, actually. But regardless, it was a very close week, and so now they get a chance to do it again. And I think last week Swazi was not in the top 8, right? I don't know if you remember.
I do. It wasn't Swazi. It was a different player. I just remember Waz using RoboCop in the grand finals and able to command grab, low tiger shot, high tiger shot, as David puts it. Trying to remember the result from last week. I was just watching it, but yeah, it was definitely quite a treat, and the attention was 100. It was a Kotal Khan player. That's what I'm remembering right now. But it was definitely a treat to see a character you don't really see utilized as much. Character was kind of downplayed by everybody, including myself, in RoboCop. So let's see, Waz bringing a little bit different character this week. This time going with Cabal. We saw him doing great in the first round of winners. Anti-aired Jackie every possibility that he could. What a hit confirm right into the Nomad dash. Johnny Cage breaking away, doesn't want anything to do with this combo, but Waz just kind of, sniffing out that opportunity, making sure, trying to get that hit because breakaway won't save him. And I guess Swazi is just going to kind of take it a little easier here. Does get clipped by that overhead though.
And one of the scariest things about breaking away against the ball is that he does so much damage before he gives you an opportunity. Oh, the crushing blow, not a common one, misses the conversion. Super unfortunate. But what I was going to say was he does so much damage before he gives you the opportunity to break, and then he has one of the best armor breaks in the entire game in the form of the hook grab. So always breaking away is a really scary thing. Not going to scare Swazi away, though. He just needs one more solid hit. Either one of these players do, really. Oh, that wasn't a solid hit. That was a tiny baby hit.
Not solid enough, just a regular down 4. What's he gonna do? Oh, he whipped! He whipped right in front of Cabal, and Waz able to hit those mids quick enough, making sure that that poke was so predictable and just kind of calling it out internally. Wazinator.
Round 2.
Looking great with this Cabal here, confirming right into that fatal blow, not leaving any chances.
Cabal is such an interesting character. Something that like people have said was really good for a really long time, but also have said is really bad for a really long time. And there's just so many in between. There's been players like Kerbalicious, who is actually supposed to be Kerbalacus, that have done really well with it. But then it's such a mixed bag character. Very cool to see always though, and has all of the tools necessary to be a good character. I'd say at the very least that.
Okay, I agree with it. I agree with it. Definitely a cool character here. Down 4, little hook grab from Cabal, a little flick of the hook sword there. Doesn't connect anywhere, and that was kind of the opening for Johnny Cage. Once you block a low poke, that's pretty much party time for Johnny Cage, and that's really where it's really impressive here in terms of like that poking game, and that's kind of what he wants. That's what he wants. He wants to get super plus frames on his own down pokes, or he knows it's his turn to swing afterwards and able to challenge with some really good buttons.
Yeah, I mean, that was a hugely different round that we just saw. It was such a back and forth in the first one, and then it was just kind of like Johnny Cage Day for the second one. So we're going to have to see Waz maybe go back to a little bit more of like it was zoning that started to control the match, but also Swazi has started changing the way that he zones, right? These arced fireballs are so good against the options that Cabal has. Both the straight fireball is a little bit too slow, and the air fireball will just get caught by its upward arc. So all of that is good stuff in that matchup. Oh, went for the armor break, but it was a little bit too slow. That would have been gigantic.
Yeah, that would have been huge damage. The crushing blow popping up for even more damage here. Hold on a sec. The arcing fireball. Second one not connecting a lot on Cabal. He's not really a super tall character like Spawn. So I feel like the arcing fireball isn't doing too much in this match. Sense possibility of a change if this goes away, but right now he's got the lead against Waz. There's a huge whip!
Crushing blow, crushing blow.
Hook swords. Cabal's hook swords coming at you, cashing in big here. So many combos out here. And that all happened because he didn't have the bar to break away there. He didn't get it until the very end of that combo. And Waz, because of one stray little string that he overcommitted to the other side, Swazi was swinging for the fences, and Waz was just in range there with those extended hook swords, making it happen here. That was very close.
That was
very
beautiful. Close. That I mean, especially if you're playing a character that's not your exact main, being able to know the exact full 2-meter combo from a particular crushing blow like that is not easy, right? You're like, not only might you maybe you don't know it, maybe you only know like the 1-meter version or whatever, but also it's not an easy combo, so you might just drop it. But Waz was right in there, hit it perfectly the moment that he needed it, and showed the power of the literally of crushing blows, I think I used that word correctly, that are available to Cabal. He's got the back 1-2 down 2. He's got the forward 2-2-4 that's a punish crushing blow. There's just so many available for that character. We saw the projectile one there. The conversions are huge. The comeback potential is there. Everything's there.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add a little bit to like what you said about that specific combo. You don't really get an opportunity to practice it in every match because it is just a one-time crushing blow use. So, you got to either lab it specifically, but, you can lab things as much as you want, but it's a little bit different when you take it to an actual match. So it just kind of shows, how adaptive Waz is in this situation. This isn't even his main character. Beautiful anti-air here. And look at the main benefit to Cabal, whenever he does anti-air with those regular normals, is how he can convert into some good damage, good situations. Trying to call out the breakaway, but Johnny Cage getting the down 2 and ending the combo a little too early. Swazzy gotta think a little bit, past that Yomi level. Well, not enough there to chip him out.
These little pokes, they're working. Whoa, he went down one. Fatal blow. That is a trolling option. Of all characters, too, Cabal doing down one fatal blow, that's like if you hit that, you're going to win the game because there's no way that they're mentally coming back from that. But that is a cheeky thing to try. That's the only word for it, just cheeky.
Very cheeky, definitely. I mean, it's one of those moves where you're like, all right, if it hits, cool, I won this round. If it didn't, all right, I just told my opponent that I am literally a psychopath and I'm capable of doing crazy things like that. I mean, it all comes down to the conditioning here. Popping him up in the corner, but of course not able to, lead into any combos without the pressure blow.
Actually, fun fact, you do get a full combo in the corner from any hit the ball has by throwing straight projectile. You can combo from normal straight projectile in the corner, and it's for a lot of damage, but I just don't think that Waz was ready for that to hit fully, or maybe he was a little bit too far to convert, and he just knew that, and he knows way better than me, but that definitely is a super fun combo path. Everybody should try that out.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you can't really end that string into, the combo there at the end. You got to keep that last hit. I don't think is cancelable. I think it's only the first two. So maybe Waz just kind of committed, a little too much to that string and said, "Oh man, I totally just forgot that I can do that." But either way, looking good here. Some pokes from both characters at that little down 1 range. Here comes the gas. Like you said, just kind of a little bit of a mix-up here. A pretty safe mix-up in terms of, is he going to go for stagger, trying to go for throw, or is he going to cancel, or is he going to finish the string? So, you always got to be on your toes when you're going up against Cabal, and he's got this gas. Not the slight gas, just regular.
Yeah, but one of the toughest things about the variation stuff, the new custom variation stuff, is the naming, where I started to realize, I don't know what any of these moves are called, and a lot of them are the same thing, but huge damage there, not going to be quite enough to kill. Fatal Blow is still though for Waz, and Fatal Blow for Cabal, of course, one of the best Fatal Blows in the game, really, as you can avoid a lot of things by going backwards. Oh, this is huge. Is he going to go for it? Oh, that's so much, but I don't know if that's enough. That's really, really tailed. Oh, I think you're right. Oh, it was enough. I highly underestimated that amount of damage. And again, knowing the perfect amount of damage that he needed. So now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but he had defensive meter that entire time, right? But he was reading the breakaway counter, and so he just never broke away. Am I right on that?
No, he actually didn't get that bar until he was dead. So so basically what that was Waz's meter management. Not his own meter management, but he was looking at his opponent's meter and saying okay, he doesn't have it, so I don't have to go right into Fatal Blow, which might not kill. I can go into the hook grab, amplify it, and I still have time to then go into Fatal Blow, which will definitely kill. So it's all about, understanding your resources, what you still have at your disposal. But yeah, no, I was 100% looking at that defensive meter on the left, and I was like, yes, it's not there. It's coming back slowly, but it's not there. Yeah, he had a bar and a half.
All right, so that means that now 2 games straight have been won because Waz knows exactly how to optimize every combo that he has at the very last moment when your opponent does not have defensive meter. So, I would definitely say that even though this is maybe I don't know, you go to secondary, tertiary, whatever 7 is, your 7th string character, despite that being how many characters down Cabal is for Waz, definitely showing the amount of knowledge that the Cabal main with, which is very nice to see.
Oh yeah. Again, it's not an easy thing to do to jump into skin after skin after skin. Totally tough thing to do.
But hey, this is that's one of the strengths, especially it's a very strong strength in this game, right? Having multiple characters for different matchups is invaluable. And I don't know exactly who Cabal is going to be good against, but Cabal's doing very well right now, so that's what we got to look at.
Yeah, definitely doing well here. Oh, going right for the buzzsaw. And you have to amplify that preemptively. Like, you can't amplify it later after you throw it. But because the reward is so good, sometimes, you know, you're kind of just playing the lottery here. If it connects, cool. Going to Nomad Dash. Look at those wake-up buttons from Waz. And oh my God, this time he had the breakaway and Waz was all over it. Waz was all over the fact that he wanted to get out of the combo, all over the fact that he had 2 bars available for him. And just like that, counterplayed it to the T. Here comes Fatal Blow, and this is match point for Waz. But these rounds, like these matches, this set is all going down to the wire. These guys are incredible here. So definitely don't count out Swazzy, especially when you get these jump-ins here from Johnny Cage. Low arcing fireball, definitely a tough thing to deal with. Some chip damage does add up little by little. Oh, I thought he called out the throw, but he pressed down forward.
Oh, if it wasn't that, that could have been huge. And now look at this. Waz, well, I was about to say Waz has the corner, but we're seeing some fighting out of the corner, and the meaty's going to work out. This is definitely running away from Swazzy. Oh, raw Nomad Dash! That's how you make it back. Just do it.
He just did it. He just did it. He literally just did it here. Okay, didn't break away this time. Didn't want to get called out. Throwing out that gas. Waz trying to jump back and somehow whiffing. And don't think that was him getting hit on recovery, but just kind of him not anticipating the whiff. It looked like Johnny Cage just kind of low profiled him right there at the end. That's going to be a trade probably in Cabal's favor, as he usually is here. A little knockdown, some good damage here. Swazzy, got to find a different way, a different approach, using a lot of these buzzsaws here. Oh, did he really try that? But this time, neutral jump punch did work out for him, trying to call the breakaway, but nobody did it. This time around, Waz does go for the breakaway, so it does get him out of a combo in a bad situation. He can slow it down here, but you know what? He's trying to go in as hard as possible here, and Swazzy trying to take this. Swazzy swinging for the fences here. Swazzy meeting him here with the trade in his favor. He's got the life lead. Waz down to literally nothing. I'm getting really confused between saying Swazzy and Waz. I'm almost saying Wazzy.
Swazminator.
Swazminator.
New one. Yep. Yeah, no, that was a nice comeback round. I mean, you know, we were talking about mental fortitude earlier in the day, and it's really easy, especially if you're down 2 games against somebody who is, you know, kind of like known as the best player, to just be like, all right, whatever, I've lost this set, right? But that was a lot of aggression, it was a lot of adaptation, and it's definitely a good look for trying to make the 3-0 comeback. We haven't seen a 3-0 comeback yet today, but this is definitely, I think, the one that we could see it in. We just need to see a little bit more of exactly what we saw. And I did like that Swazzy tried some new things, like going for the like flying kick, or not flying kick. Why am I blanking out on what his kick's called?
Shadow kick.
Shadow kick, thank you. Yeah, totally wrong character. But yeah, shadow kick, going for the like raw shadow kick, which is definitely also like a response to the raw spin that we saw earlier. Oh, but you know what? Adaptation out the window. Waz going to Jade.
Yeah, didn't really specifically state if he was going to go for Jade today. I think he was just planning on playing Cabal for the most part here. But that's okay. We've seen a lot of different characters from Waz. I mean, I feel like he has to remind us over and over again, you know, how diversified his roster is and how strong they all are. And Jade, definitely a pesky little character to deal with. She throws up that purple stuff, gets immune to any of the projectiles you're throwing. Not that it's Johnny Cage's entire game, but you know, if you're at that full range or full to mid screen, that purple stuff is definitely going to help you in that sense. Nice down 2 as a regular anti-air, jumping over the other side, actually getting a punish there in that situation, and Waz making the most of it here. Getting right around, over and under those fireballs.
I think Jade as a character is very gnat-like, you know, like just flying around in the air, just buzzing around you, stinging you. Well, gnats don't sting you, but okay, maybe like a mosquito for just a little bit of annoying damage, even if you block it. Yeah, I don't know why I immediately went to gnat for a stinging bug, which is, I don't know anything about bugs, clearly. Which is like, I guess we need to see more Devore for me to learn. But yeah, that is exactly it. Just weaving in and out, right? Finding the space to annoy you, and it's working.
It is. I definitely see it here, and I definitely agree. I mean, whether Nats sting you or not, they are annoying for the most part. They're not gonna kill you in one hit, but they might annoy you to death here. And this Jade
Nats
definitely
do
has
mental
this.
damage.
That's it. And so does Jade. So does Jade. You're just like, why? Why did that Jade mashing down 2 every time I know they're gonna mash down 2 work? Because I'm slightly annoyed and slightly just really rustled right now. And when you're rustled and annoyed, these things that normally don't get to you will get to you. Nice throw here from Waz, forward throw. Has all this real estate to work with here, throwing up the purple stuff. So Johnny Cage aside, I'm trying to get in here, down 4, just outside of range. Oh, that could have been a crazy conversion there.
I've never seen back 3 hit as an anti-air like that before at that perfectly high range. I do definitely think that down 1 was possible there, but maybe it wasn't. That was super weird and didn't even go for it. Maybe he was surprised that it hit too. Probably thought it was going to win like the rest of them.
Yeah, definitely a strange situation, but who knows if they've been in that scenario before that you can get ready for it. Waz looking really good though, has just a little bit left. Adelia's dance not enough here, trying to chip him out, and that one definitely does. Didn't fall his block to minimize that trip damage, and Waz, not was, is going to be moving on here into the grand finals, trying to go for the 4-peat here. 3 weeks in a row is not enough, but now solidified into a really good spot, the grand finals, and whoever comes at him in that grand finals is going to have to beat him 2 consecutive sets, as Waz currently is the only player that has both his tournament lives left in this double elimination bracket. So he's sitting in a good spot. We might see RoboCop, we might see a whole different character. I don't know. This is Waz. It could literally be anybody.
Yeah, I hope we see something totally out of left field. But if it's RoboCop, I'll be happy with RoboCop. If it's Cabal again, I'll be happy with Cabal. His Cabal has been super impressive today, and I did not expect to see quite such a high-level Cabal coming out of Waz when he's already got so many other good characters. It just seems like a weird character to pick up so late in the game, but it's a fun character, so maybe that's just all it is, fun.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make it work, you want to try to test out the waters any way you can, and you want to make sure that you're in tip-top shape for that regional finals. Even though you got a huge, point lead, even though you're like auto-qualified, you don't want to slack. You don't want to, you kind of, I feel like being involved as much as possible is kind of showing a sense of confidence. Like if ever, now me and you are both from, offline scenes, but you know how like I'm sure you've seen these different archetypes of fighters where like one type of player is like, no, I don't want to give them casuals because they're gonna download my play style and learn how to fight against me, and I can't beat them later. Or you have players that are the exact opposite where they're like, no, let's play casuals. I will risk you downloading me because I will download you even harder.
Yeah, I've absolutely seen that before. And let me tell you, I'm sure you agree with this. There's nothing scarier than being at a major and before a top 8, you see the players that are about to play in the top 8 against each other first round playing casuals beforehand. And you're like, what's wrong with these people? They're terrifying. What a mindset. Like they're already going to, they would beat me because that confidence is just way too much. But I've seen it a lot, right? Yeah, I've seen it like Evo. Like people are just not afraid of anything.
No, it's definitely true there. I mean, even with all of that, the prestige on the line, the money on the line, you're just so confident that you can, beat the other player or understand or adapt faster or learn what their tendencies are faster than they can learn what your tendencies are. And it's definitely insane. So, when you're participating, even after already guaranteed qualifying, I feel like that just shows confidence. That shows that I can outplay anyone with the same resources here. But now we're going to be going to the lower bracket. This is losers semis. The winner of this will move on to losers finals. This is Sagat versus Wi-Fi Scorpion. Wi-Fi Scorpion using some spawn action here. I believe it probably most likely is the same variation loadout that we've been seeing, which is just the one.
Yeah, it's the one, and then on the other side we do see the Buzzsaw possessed hat, aka Squiggly Hat from Sagat. So both things that we've seen them use, I would say for most of today. And I'm excited again to see this spawn come out, but went straight to Scorpion the last set. Maybe he just wants to try it again for this one, but I do believe Now, I could be wrong on this, but I do believe that the person who knocked Scott into losers was Wi-Fi Scorpion with his spawn. So it could just be the fact that, I mean, that I don't really need to explain that, right? I don't need to give any more information.
Yeah. So this is the run back. This is, you know, I've had the opportunity to kind of, you know, understand what I did wrong. Maybe I wasn't punishing something. You know, I had an entire day to work on it, or almost a whole day. But right now, Wi-Fi Scorpion getting the best of his Kung Lao, and I don't know how you throw a Kung Lao once, let alone twice. I mean, they're always jumping, they're always swinging. I can't do it, but somehow Wi-Fi Scorpion able to instill the fear into a Kung Lao player and get him to keep blocking after a throw. I'm just very impressed by that. Stand 3-4, that max range, and look at that fake little short hop going for a throw because he's just holding on the block for dear life. There it is, throw escape, getting around it here, but not with the follow-up. Get a nice punish
now
there.
gonna
Dive kick.
Ooh, definitely getting out of the corner with that, and this is where the pressure starts. This is scary. Nice throw! And the crushing blow. This is infinite damage. There's no, that would have been it. That would have been it 1,000%. No defensive form. Whoa, there's the fatal blow, and this is going to be close to eating it up. Oh, that's a lot of mental damage. Not being able to finish off your like 500 damage combo to win the game. So let's see if he can come back from this. No defensive bar now from Wi-Fi Scorpion. A launch will definitely be it. Probably would have been it anyway because of an armor break. But yeah, this is tough. It's just going to back up. All right, get back into Footsie's range. Oh, the mix-up! Oh, great patience. So the throw comes after, and now it's going to be chip. Fear. There is 2 bars of defensive meter. Oh, he goes through, but no. So it blocks the projectile. I don't think it's actual armor. I think it actually would not have taken damage had he let go of the projectile. But Buzzsaw is gonna be Buzzsaw, and it just stayed there, wait for him.
Yeah, so it looks like at the end of that animation, which ended because he, you know, made contact with Kung Lao on the block, you know, he was no longer invulnerable to the projectile. The projectile was still active. Big down 2 here. The little assist from the cape. Nice throw escape here. A little bit more aware of the throws is Sagat. We're seeing the throws able to convert. Look at that damage. Oh, hold on. Getting a little tricky here. A little sense of American reset here. But we're in Australia, so maybe they call it something. What do they call it here? I mean, in our country, we call it American reset. But that's just because we hate ourselves.
They probably also call it an American reset because they just assume that we're going to drop all of our combos over here. But nice round. I mean, that was looking so back and forth, but then that was just a huge damage round. And one of the things that we saw in that last round was, you know, we talk about how Lao is such an airborne character, but actually, the standing 3, aside from being one of the best footsies tools in the game from Spawn, that big chain, it's also one of the best anti-airs in the entire game from like maybe like a 40-degree angle forward. Its anti-air ability is just unbeatable. So jump kick from Kung Lao, dive kick, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to get caught out, and then you're going to go straight into the charge, into almost 400 damage, maybe 400 damage. So we saw that taking effect. You can't play the normal game you want to as Lao in this matchup.
Yeah, no, and to kind of like, you know, add to that stand 3, what's also so great about it is that, you know, Spawn isn't reaching out with his arm or like a hittable hurt box, like, you know, something on his cape. It's literally a chain that doesn't have a hurt box on it. So, you know, you're really not able to touch anything else. And I guess that's why the move has, you know, a significant amount of recovery, but it's still just, if your opponent's in that range, it's such a great tool to poke in there.
Oh, yeah.
Little pokes
play
here.
chainsies.
Chainsies, yeah. We're past footsies. We're going to chainsies. I mean, I got no hurt box. What are you going to do? Big dive kick here from a Kung Lao, able to stop Spawn in his tracks in the air. Anti-air, no problem. Little squiggly hat. And a nice challenge from Kung Lao with these mids, able to kind of get Spawn. Probably trying to double dip or probably trying to look for a throw. Oh,
but
that max range, that looks like it's really, really tough to punish at that range. So, you know, that could be specifically, you know, a Spawn thing.
yeah, there's there are actually, both of these characters have some weird issues punishing certain things just because of the way that their normals work, where they've got these kind of like slower, like further range normals in the form of like forward 2 from either of them or 3-4, but and then they've got like their decently fast jabs, but their jabs aren't super far, so kind of punishing this middle range for both of these characters can get awkward.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Or you gotta kind of have to second guess, like, you know, instead of punishing the way I punish everybody else, I gotta do something else. Or, you know, I just gotta go for pressure, whether I want to go for the slower mid or for the throw. That's gonna be a big crushing blow here. I love the extension here of the combos. Thanks to that float, gonna be left in a standing position, trying to go for the overhead, and Kung Lao tried to go in there for the throw. And I think he was just a little too far away, but not this time around. Gets the back throw. The decent Oki, and Spawn with the delay wake up. Spawn with the throw attack, and Kung Lao trying to throw tech, trying to get the momentum back on his side. And he's just going in here with the swiggly hat. Why did the second one go over his head? I have no idea.
That was the smartest thing I've ever seen. He did 3-4 from behind the hat, and then went into the back forward 2 charge. I don't remember what the name of the actual charge, something charge like Lisa, but that was perfect. That was so smart, just literally ignoring the buzzsaw, the amplified buzzsaw sitting there. Genius. But not genius enough.
Can we talk about how he had the round-winning punish there? He blocked the fatal blow. Very desperate move here from Kung Lao at that range. He was fully aware of it. He blocked the fatal blow from Kung Lao, and this has happened to me a lot. I'm sure it's happened to you and a lot of people watching this, but you can't swing too early on that fatal blow recovery, because Kung Lao is still technically in the air. So even though you're getting a punish, you're not getting a grounded punish, you're getting an airborne punish, which is a totally different combo route altogether. But obviously, you know, you want the grounded one for more damage. And that is very, very unfortunate here. And
yeah. And
that is
the choice that he made too for the punish was like a really unfortunate one to hit airborne, because I think he might have been going for the 1-1 back 2 charged crushing blow, and that is just perfectly not good against airborne opponents. So like had he gone for something like simpler, like 2-4 into the charge, he would have at least gotten like a little bit of a conversion. But yeah, that was super unfortunate. You react too fast and you're the one who loses. R.I.P.
Yeah. Why are you getting punished for being responsible? A responsible punishing human being. No, it's just little intricacies, it's little tech, and you know, I do love those little details when it comes to fighting games, because you know, you got to have the overall knowledge of a lot of different things, a lot of situations. And I'm sure when it happened, he said, "Crap, I totally forgot that I was supposed to wait just a little bit so that this didn't happen." So, you know, unfortunately, he didn't get the comeback. He didn't get to tie the rounds up. And now the games are tied up here, 1 apiece. Wi-Fi Scorpion versus Sagat here. Some of the best in the Oceania region. Whoa, did you see that little shake?
Yeah, that was nice. Back. Love with the sweep too. Oh, whoa, gets out of it. It's only like plus like 3 on restand, so you do have quite a bit of time to actually do something, to challenge. And you know, Sagat went down there, but there was really no chance of living. So being able to get out of the corner for the next round is huge. Tries, oh no, missed the forward one. Definitely did the forward one a little bit too early before he recovered out of the trade. And unfortunately, that means he gets punished for the spin. Could have been a lot worse though, as far as punishes go. Still has the corner positioning. Oh no, he held it a little bit too long.
Yeah, it seems like it's a very specific timing there. Like if you hold it too long, you get hit by it. If you do it too early, you know, you're getting hit after you recover from it. So, very, very tough call here.
Yeah, this is a really weird matchup, and I think a lot of these, or both these players are still like learning a little bit about it from both sides, because there are just really unique tools that tend to challenge each other quite well, and there are not a lot of Spawn players, not in any region, you know? There's only like maybe 2, oh, big damage, and no, that doesn't connect. That only connects, I think, on breakaway, because it delays the time that they're in the air, or I guess it enhances the time they're in the air. So the fact that it didn't combo is huge. The down 2 crushing blow is gone, and I mean, luckily your fatal blow is not gone, but you're in the corner. Everything's not looking good.
Yeah, definitely brings me back to shades of Dragon versus Sonic Fox back in Montreal, where Dragon called it out, bet it all on the fact that Sonic Fox was going to break away, but instead, you know, you just got to kind of play the mind game here, and that's what we're seeing here. at the highest level of Mortal Kombat 11. Breaking away here right in front of Kung Lao. Risky stuff. Kung Lao trying to swing, trying to find a hit. Doesn't anticipate the amplified portion of that projectile. And this time, getting a little bit more space control. The screen positioning. Spawn up against the wall, but it is very dangerous because he can get that forward throw. But then again, the forward throw, very predictable. Squiggly hat. Oh, he's trying to go for a throw, and he got it.
Oh,
he got the forward throw. Big crushing blow here. Going to be converting some good damage.
No! That's the second time he's dropped the combo from it, and that is such a huge drop. He's going to lose because of it. And so far, we've seen a lot of drop combos, a lot of drop punishes. Not that he doesn't know, what the situation is, or that he should be punishing it, but it just hasn't been the full combo. It hasn't been the full amount of damage, which is, that's 90% of what Spawn is. It's just big damage. So you can definitely see this is a newer character for Wi-Fi Scorpion, and especially losing off of a drop like that, I think we may see a switch back to Scorpion, but yeah, that's so tough. That was going to be a huge comeback. No, the confidence is there, sticking with Spawn. So, hey, this is where you learn, this is where you, drive it into your brain. All of these combos, all these punishes. If you can do it in a game when it's a match-winning situation, then you can do it anywhere.
Yeah. You're solidifying the skills here. You're trying to make sure that you have the right tools going into the regional finals. Because, these guys are, sitting pretty high on the leaderboard. Wi-Fi Scorpion obviously a little bit higher, second place on the points leaderboards for this region, where, Sagat just outside of there in 10th place. So really trying to get as many points as possible, to get into that top 8 spot here, to be in the money for the big money finale here.
Yeah, I'd have to assume that this is already going to be quite a lot of points, and it's going to push him into that top 8. That's a big assumption, but I'm pretty confident in it. So he really, really wants to get into a spot where he doesn't have to worry about a week where he doesn't place well. So this is going to be a huge win for him if he can pull it off. Otherwise, Wi-Fi Scorpion's going to get that chance to kind of pull things back to get into that second place. But right now, oh, nice conversion. Wi-Fi Scorpion fighting back, staying confident with the spawn. Like I said, I thought maybe he was going to switch to Scorpion, but so far it's paying off.
Yeah, definitely paying off here and looking great this first round, but hold on a second. Don't count Sagat out just yet. Connecting this back throw. What's going to be the Oki. Just going for regular stuff into the forward 4 into Squiggly at keeping it relatively safe here. Not much you can do about it. Throwing down Buzzsaw. Spawn looking for that stand 3 to connect, but this time just kind of challenging a button's not going with anything too crazy, too risky. Those throws, just simple little lows. And you can cancel into whatever you want, like you saw right there, canceling into the cape dash and just kind of using some bar to keep it safe and not commit fully to it. But oh man, look at that anti-air.
Yeah, drops the full combo, and that is actually unsafe. Didn't get punished, technically, but still didn't get the combo and got thrown. And so now we're match point Sagat with Wi-Fi Scorpion sitting in the corner. Luckily, that nice fancy little spin away that Sagat just did, or that Kung Lao just did, means you're not fully pressured in the corner, but he manages to pull it back anyway. And here's a first corner combo, no defensive meter left. You had to find a way to get out of this corner right now, or you're just gonna melt, and the melting looks like maybe what's gonna be happening. Half his life gone already.
Nice little challenge there. Looks like Kung Lao either tried to double dip or maybe, try to hit backdash there in that situation. Good conversion here at the end, nearly 30%. Spawn down 1ing out of there. Spawn connecting the KP.
Oh,
Can he make it happen this time?
Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good so far. Okay, breaks away, but look at that damage. 430 damage. He just needs one more hit, and that's going to be the hit. And that is going to be enough. He said, you know what? All right, I drop it once, it's okay. I drop it twice, it's okay. But if I'm going to drop the third one, I'll lose. So no, this time I've got to hit it. He does it. He gets the breakaway at 440 damage, converts into the fatal blow. That would have killed him from basically full health. And that was so much damage. That's why this character is so scary. And we could have seen the set be over. You see that amount of damage. Now think about that if he couldn't break away. He could have even spent another bar on that, like another hit into another charge into it down 2. The damage is definitely easily over 500. But all of that all together looking so good for Wi-Fi Scorpion, and the confidence again to stick with Spawn and then then hit the combo that you dropped to lose previously. All of that is looking really good for momentum.
I mean, yeah, man, he's trying to tighten up, you know, wherever he's slacking, he says, I got to work on it. I got to put myself in this situation. I got to build the muscle memory. I got to figure out how to use this character because, you know, maybe it's a character that he feels like complements Scorpion's bad matchups. I feel like Scorpion, out of all the characters, you know, I feel like he changed the least from custom variations. He does have different moves, but I feel like for the most part, we've been kind of just seeing the same loadouts, and you know, most of his tools are in his core design. Like, I don't feel like Scorpion's variations define him too heavily. So, you know, I feel like Wi-Fi Scorpion is maybe feeling a little bit more limited with that character, and you know, this is some a character that can cover those matchups where, you know, he can have a little bit more wiggle room, a little more freedom. Forward throws. Sagat's guessing right on all these situations.
I know. After such a good round last game, oh, beautiful conversion. This might be enough. Okay, breaks away. Now, the breakaway will at least... Oh, this is huge. Okay. Let's see it. Is he going to break away? He has a chance here. He is going to break away very early. 430 damage. Another hit. This could be it. Oh, I don't know if this is enough. Oh, look at his life bar. His life bar was full like 5 seconds ago.
Oh my god!
It's enough! Oh my god!
It's enough! How is that enough? He hit him twice and he died! His life bar was full, he hit him twice and he died!
He was at like 1 life and he broke away. He was at 1 hit from death with 0 defensive bar, and then he hit him twice, and 5 seconds later, it's match point Wi-Fi Scorpion. Oh my god. Alright. Sagato not looking phased. He's going to keep the pressure going. He's going to drive him into the corner again. It worked out really well for him the first time. The only thing is he just needs to not get hit ever, even once. But the throw crushing blow's gone. That's big. The fatal blow's gone. That's big.
Yeah. No more of that resource. Ducking right under the throw and not able to convert into some damage here. Does get the back throw. Does want the little space control here. Trying to stop Kung Lao in his track. Trying to stop those, but here come the interactables. Down 2, not trying to play any games. I'm trying to get the side switch there, as you know, you really couldn't teleport and continue or guarantee anything. So he just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go straight for the down 2, no problem. Breaking away, getting hit there with the overhead at that max range. Such a good tool here from Spawn. That cape just reaches so far. It puts you in such a range where it's very difficult to punish. Back throw from Spawn. Regular projectiles here coming out. Waiting for the buzzsaw hat. Kung Lao, when, you know, the fact that he can move right behind that buzzsaw, you know, it kind of gives him the extra little edge in the zoning.
There's no meter for breakaway here. This is going to be huge. Uses the double combo. Look at that. 450 damage. Throw would have been enough. Great tech. It's the only way to get out of that. Defensive bar is back, but it's not going to matter. The 3-4 is going to hit. And once again, the match was looking like there was no damage on board. 1 hit was all it took. And the Spawn pick is going to work out. I think we officially need to change his name to Wi-Fi Spawn.
You just keep updating it to whatever he's playing. Wi-Fi, Spawn, or Scorpion. That was really impressive. I mean, I almost said, like, when he got that round in the corner, I almost said, like, why is he wasting the crushing blow? Like, I think this is, but, you know, you kind of forget how, well, you know, it's one thing if, like, you know, they don't have bar and they can't break away and it's going to guarantee you a lot of damage, but he had bar. He just played so well to it. Like, he knew he was going to break away immediately. He went up, you know, shoulder to shoulder, sort of a shimmy, and, you know, just hit him with the low and, you know, popped him up for a combo now that he doesn't have bar anymore. And that fatal blow, I can't believe that killed. I cannot believe that killed.
Neither. It's seriously, like, that was the best round I think that I've seen. I want to say maybe in pro competition in general. That was unbelievable. Everything was stacked against him. He had no defensive bar left. Like you said, every resource was still available for Sagat, and he just showed off the power of Spawn, which was absolutely amazing. But, of course, you know, if you want to if you want to get involved with these tournaments too, you know, of course, these are the PlayStation tournaments, and it is very easy to do so. So, of course, the MK11 Pro Competition is presented by the PS4 tournaments. Check out the Open Series. Their PS4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels. You can compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards. You can visit the Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content, for an inside look at top players, their tips and tricks for players of all skill levels, whether you're the best or the worst. So just go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and there will be a million different tournaments. Like Armor said before, it's not just for Mortal Kombat. There are, it's not just for Mortal Kombat, and it's not just for the Pro Competition. There are a bunch of games. There are tons of different tournaments, tons of different leagues, and yeah, it's just be sure to check that out. But also be sure to check out the merch. Represent your region. If somebody sees you repping your region, repping the region that they're in, they're definitely going to give you a shout out. If I see any of these players repping the North America region, I'm going to say heck yeah. But so far, I haven't been able to see any of them, so that means that people need to get going and actually order them.
Right. That's right. Yeah, guys, check out the merch. A lot of great stuff on that website. A lot of different characters, different colors, different styles, sweatshirts, hoodies, and even action figures. A lot of cool things there. Make sure you guys go to the website. And don't go anywhere. We're going to be taking a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to bring it down to the final stage of the tournament. And we're going to see who's going to be crowned this week's winner and who's going to be getting a boatload of points here in the Oceania region. So stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
Hey guys, Ketchup and Mustard here, and it's time to test your might in the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series. Ready to rumble? Power on your PlayStation and head to the Events app, filter by type, and select a convenient date and time. Boot up MK11 and locate the PS4 Tournaments menu option. Click it to visit a familiar place, the Console Events tab. Sign up and prepare to play. Once registered, you can view your tournament details and check-in time. A notification will remind you to tighten your black belt and get over here for your match. Continue combat in the open qualifiers to close in on the competition. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
PlayStation. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Any ring I step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and thank you so much for sticking around. This is the top 3 here of week number 4 in the Intercontinental Oceania region. For those of you who don't know where Oceania is, that is Australia and New Zealand. We have some of the best in this region fighting it out here to see who gets the most points for this week's so that they can qualify for the regional finals. It's going to be taking place later this year, and that's going to have a $5,000 prize pool. I'm Darth Arma, joined by Wonder Chef, who's just been having a blast here on the mic with me. We've had so many great matches, so many great calls, so many great things to kind of just like play by play and just figure out like what is going on through these guys' heads. And this is such a unique region. I love seeing this region getting, so much love and attention. And Chef, speaking of love and attention, I know you said that Australia has the top tier snacks, and I want you to elaborate on that.
I know there's so many different things that are amazing over there, but I just gotta say, I've been to Melbourne twice. Like I said, literally probably my favorite place in the world. But the ultimate thing for me was the snacks. So I went over there and I talked to my friend. Shout out to my good friend Salty Paris, and they said like you got to try a few different things. So number one, meat pies. The meat pies are amazing. It's like my favorite food. I just went to this little like bodega and I got like a meat pie. It was just like this. It's like ground beef and seasoning and stuff in like a pastry pie, and it is godlike. It is the best. And then there are these things called like shapes where they're like these like baked crackers, but there's like a special Australia Day Vegemite flavor, and it is easily one of the best things I've ever had. And their iced coffee is like another level from any other iced coffee you've ever had. I literally, on my last trip back, bought an entire suitcase and checked it as luggage filled with iced coffee and shapes. Iced coffee and Vegemite flavored shapes just to bring back to the US. And I was really afraid customs was gonna like tell me, no, you can't bring this much back. But they did it, and so I brought a bunch back and I ate it for the next, I want to say week, but it was really like a couple days. But anyway, that was my favorite thing about Australia. And moving on, we're now in the top three. Here we go, losers finals, Wi-Fi Scorpion against Wi-Fi.
The top tier snacks, and we got the top tier characters. Just kidding, but these characters are not good at all. We have Scorpion coming in here. He just got an auto track and teleport that leads into good damage. Big deal. And we got Johnny Cage, very impressive, far advancing normals here. Be doing some good damage, not able to get there in time. Forward 3 is just probably one of the best stagger tools in this game from anyone. And Scorpion's forward 3, it recovers so quickly. He can stagger, go for throw, he can finish the string, go for forward 3-4, that's much flows.
Yeah, you can do forward 3-2 if you're playing Searing Rage type variation, which we're not seeing today obviously, but players like Mirko still go for it. And I love that. There we go, the Caged Rage. It's like the hardest name to say, but Armor Breaker, so there's, if people try to greedily break away really quickly, you're done.
Yeah, gonna get right through that armor there. And it does change depending on how many times he uses it. So, first it's a high, then it's, no, I'm doing it in the wrong order. I know it ends as an unblockable, and then it moves up over again. But Johnny Cage able to take this one here for Swazi. Swazi looking good, trying to come back here towards the grand finals here. The loser here in this match is going to be taking third place, and the winner still in it for first place, depending on how they do against Waz.
Yeah, so the winner of this match is looking good to make it into the second place point standings, but this is still going to be relatively close because at the very minimum, they're both going to be in the top three. And yeah, this is a rematch, of course, of earlier in the bracket where Swazi did win, but seeing Wi-Fi Scorpion go with just Scorpion to begin with is a big deal. However, it doesn't seem to be working. We might see the switch back to Spawn. I'm not so sure.
Possibly, man. We might see some forward throw action here, and I like that, the option to just kind of chip him out as best as you can. It wasn't going to be a guaranteed win situation, but he was going to be able to amplify on block at the cost of one defensive bar, so really no risk there in that play from Swazi. So very smart, very calculated, very textbook move there at the end. Nothing too crazy, just playing it by the book. And Wi-Fi Scorpion, like you said, is able to switch over to a different character. We saw a lot of great spawn action coming from him. So, we could be seeing the spawn. We could be seeing that forward throw crushing blow for a lot of damage, which we saw a full bar comeback earlier on today's stream. So if you guys are just joining us and didn't see it, it was in the loser semis, and it was insane. Like what he was able to pull off. He just touched him twice and his entire life bar was just depleted and gone. And it was it was super hype. It was super good.
Yeah, one hit from death made it all come back.
Oh, dude, it's these I don't really want to call I feel like crushing blow is not a comeback mechanic. Like fatal blow, definitely, sure, because you have to drop down to 30 or below, and it's to kind of help you get some kind of edge, some kind of resource that your opponent doesn't have that you have. Whereas I feel like crushing blows aren't that. Like you could apply a crushing blow whether you're winning decisively or whether you're down to like very, very low health. Depending on what the requirement is, where you are, and he played it perfectly. He played it to a T. He used the resources when he needed to use them. His opponent tried to break away, and it's just like so fun to see, the way that he's been using those throws. Because a lot of people, obviously when you're fighting Spawn at a high level, you're like, okay, I'm thinking about forward throw crushing blow. He's thinking about forward throw crushing blow. Let me play around it. And, he's still, I don't know how, but he's still able to kind of find the forward throws in like punish situation. Like he'll wait
It's
for you
always in the
to,
corner too.
yeah,
When he's
like
cornered
how?
every game. I don't know. It's amazing. But one thing that we didn't talk about for that situation, aside from the fact that it is incredible that he landed like every single game in the corner,
Good.
is that wasn't the game-winning play, right? So I mean, sorry, that wasn't the set-winning play. That was just the round-winning play. So that meant that he got rid of his forward throw crushing blow. He got rid of his fatal blow, all for the chance just to not lose in that situation, which then meant that he needed to win the third round without either of those resources, which of course are very, very big combo stars for him on both ends. They both lead to a ton of damage, which he then of course did manage to do. So like you said, it's not as much of like a comeback thing as more of like he did spend his resources for a chance, and it did pay off in the end because he was able to find stuff without those. But it looks like we did have one player drop from the lobby, so we're just trying to get them back in, and we're reminiscing on the good times of literally the last match that we saw, because that was something that I'm definitely going to look at again. But hey, Swazzy's back in.
Yeah, so they're back in
will we see
here.
the spawn?
Yeah, I'm feeling it, and honestly, right now, not to diminish what these guys are playing for. They're definitely playing for to solidify their seed, but like in the regional finals, they want the best seeding possible. So you want to come out with as many points as possible. You don't want to kind of dismiss any opportunity for points. But this is number 2 and number 3 on that points leaderboard, and the difference is there in the points, but like for the most part, these guys feel like they're going to end up being seed number 2 or 3 in that regional finals, which means they have a direct path, on their side of the bracket. So they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out, because this is going to be a determining factor in that, small top 8 invitation.
Yeah, it is, and this is a pretty big deal. But we are going to see now the stick with Scorpion. There's not going to be any change as far as that goes, which I'm surprised. After winning such a dominant game with Spawn, normally you'd expect to see the Spawn come out again. And it wasn't like terrible the first time they played.
It wasn't, but maybe he just felt like Swazzy, had something really downloaded. I feel like Swazzy's really good at sniffing out throws. I feel like even when Wi-Fi Scorpion is playing against Swazzy, he's got to play a little bit more reserved in terms of when to go for throws here. And Swazzy loves tough reads. They're really committed. I'm holding down, not blocking, hoping to God that you're not throwing that mid out at me, because I want to make that throw whiff. And he's fully committed to making that happen. So I feel like that kind of counteracts his whole play style with Spawn, especially. Big chance here, does break away, and what a call out there, loading up that spear to make sure it does extra damage here. And again, he's so good at that. He understands exactly when Wi-Fi Scorpion is coming in for that throw. That's going to be a whip punish. Big jump in to maximize that damage. Have you ever seen anyone whip punish with a jump in? Very rarely.
Yeah, I can't believe how many times we've seen the down 2 crushing blow. We don't see that many like micro ducks from Swazzy. Swazzy just makes that read all the time, apparently.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah, but now again, looking to be a tough situation for Wi-Fi Scorpion. The projectiles are there, but of course you don't want to willy-nilly throw out those projectiles. That's going to be a cancel. He knows it, and the down 4 is a great check for it. He even on block, you would have been safe. And now we're going to see a quick 2-0 victory so far for Swazi. This is a very different way than this set went the first time around. I mean, we did see, of course, like I said, mostly Spawn, but the Scorpion came out and did win pretty convincingly. And this is just looking totally one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this could be fatigue coming out on the side of Wi-Fi Scorpion. I know these guys are playing from the comfort of their home, the comfort of their own Ethernet cord. But, you know, it does take a toll on you. You know, sometimes when you're there playing Combat League for hours and hours, you know, you start to sweat. Those little things, those annoyances that are coming at you, you know, they dig under your skin a little bit deeper, but that's because, you know, everybody's got like a mental tank. Like, there's only so much that you can withstand after a long period of time. And unfortunately for Wi-Fi Scorpion, he went down to the lower bracket or the losers bracket a little bit sooner. So once you drop down to the losers bracket, you're going to be playing a lot more matches, and you're going to be running on E in no time in terms of, you know, your endurance. That tank is just going to be empty quick.
Yeah, well, also with that match against Sagat, which was by far, I think, my favorite match of the day. It was for sure my favorite match of the day. A very close back and forth with a lot of comebacks. That is very mentally draining. So we'll see if Wi-Fi Scorpion can find his second win, but he's going to need to find it fast in the corner with about a 50% life deficit. That is not an easy situation to be, especially against Johnny Cage, the corner master.
Definitely the corner master here. Oh, hold on a second. Forward throw. Gonna do a little extra damage thanks to that burning spear here. Whoa. Hold on a second.
Oh boy, yeah, this is gonna be good.
Oh, double short hop.
I've
never seen that. I've never seen that ever.
That's a very interesting strategy, but it works. I think the mind game there is you do short hop low, but then short hop overhead is like a double mix-up. I don't know. There's too much going on there for me to make sense of it, but it worked, and that's what's important. That might have been an accidental breakaway. We saw that breakaway extremely fast off of nothing, and that is definitely a common thing that can happen, so that's super unfortunate. Wi-Fi Scorpion now also not going to be able to use that meter to cancel teleports, which is going to be super important. Luckily, he's out of the corner right now, and that is a great punish. Getting the airborne conversion too. This is looking really good. Maybe he did find his second win. Corner conversion, no meter to break away. This is almost going to be it. He needs one more hit. And, whoa, no, misses the punish. There's a chance. The throw's going to be it. Yeah, that was all the momentum, 100% in a row. And now this match is gone score-wise exactly like it went in the previous one. 2-0 for Swazi. Then a very strong Scorpion game in game number 3. But going by history, that would mean that next game is going to be a Swazi win. Will it, or will fate change?
Could change. It could possibly change. I mean, I'm seeing a whole different light here in Wi-Fi Scorpion. I love you could see how specific that approach was for the forward 3 to whiff punish Johnny Cage's up 3, the wake up knee, the wake up dizzy knee, I think it's called, and you know, because it puts Johnny Cage into an airborne state, you know, you can't do, you know, specific combo routes. So, you know, he knew to just go right into teleport, and he knew exactly how to maximize that damage. And you also got to call it out. Although, you know, on block that move is safe, you know, you got to anticipate it, and when you anticipate it, you can make it whiff, like just barely whiff in that range, and punish it with no problem. And, you know, you can hit confirm the teleport. Like, if you see that it was blocked, you can cancel it. Or if you see that it was a perfect hit, it's the call out that you wanted. Whoa, hold on a second.
He went for the shades. He went for the shades first hit crushing blow. What a hard call out. But very rarely do you see a whiff like that. I was a little bit too far back to even try that. But hey, you love to see it attempted at the very least. He did hit that as the crushing blow against Waz in their very first week of Grand Finals, I remember, and that was hugely momentum damaging. But still, Swazi, despite that whiff, it's not like a one that's going to get you punished, really, although I guess you could react to Scorpion if you're ready for it. Still going to hold a little bit, I was going to say corner position, but not anymore.
Anymore, popping up for some combo damage, but there you go. Wi-Fi Scorpion is breaking away, trying to nullify the damage as best as possible here. Ping, what's wrong? Throwing out straight fireballs here. Back 3.
Oh no!
He tried to challenge the stagger. He said, you know what, this is the best stagger in the game. You're definitely going for forward 3, maybe a throw. I'm going to start swinging, but here comes the rest of the string. Crushing blow requirement met. And because of that, able to solidify that fatal blow to connect on hit. And, you know, he's not playing any games. He said, I got the win right here. I'm going to use the resource. Then I'm going to try to win the next 2 rounds. One of the next 2 rounds without that resource. Poking here from Johnny Cage, double dipping technically there.
Trying out. But yeah, like you said, now both Crushing Blow, what am I looking for? Crushing Blow 4-3-4. There we go, that's the string. Crushing Blow 4-3-4 and Fatal Blow are both gone. So yeah, 2 resources now off the books. So we'll see if he can manage to fight his way now out of the corner without those. Although Scorpion, all you need is 1 conversion, and suddenly you're the one who has the corner. Conversion first.
One of the better up threes in this game. Really forward advancing. Quick and safe on block. Whoa, down 1ing in that range. Just a little outside of it. And what a whip punish. The walk back here from Johnny Cage. Making the connection perfectly here. The conversion from Scorpion here. I don't know if he was looking for the breakaway. He definitely didn't have the bar to break away. So I'm not really sure why that ender. Maybe he wasn't paying attention to, you know, the bar building back up. Or, you know, it's a very specific setup.
Yeah, I think he may have been looking for the breakaway, and just because there's so few times you can actually use that as a breakaway for Scorpion, maybe he was a little bit trigger happy in trying to land that setup, because he'll feel so free to break away against Scorpion all the time, right? Maybe he didn't realize there wasn't enough bar, and he was just like, oh, please let it work, but it didn't. And you know what? Back 3, gonna work around it anyway. Again, 3-3.
It does hit. It does hit. The overhead connecting, no problem. But Johnny Cage getting the back throw, breaking the spine and tossing Scorpion down. But remember, Scorpion 1 teleport away from getting out of that corner and putting you in the corner.
Oh, but I don't know if he's ever going to get the chance. That's going to be enough. Corner damage from Johnny Cage, some of the highest in the game. You see that? It looked pretty quick. It was 400 damage. It was actually 392 damage, but just about 400 damage, and that's all it takes. Do not get jabbed by Johnny in the corner. He's got so many different ways to open you up, so many ways to launch you, and that's how it goes. So we're not going to see the reverse sweep. The adaptation was definitely there, but it looks like we're going to set up grand finals to be a rematch.
Yeah, a little run back here from the winners finals. Swazzy going down to Waz. You know, it was definitely close. You know, some back and forth, some clutch situations that, you know, Waz got the better the better of in terms of Swazzy. But you know, all that takes is just a few little adjustment points here and there, knowing, you know, when to go for certain things, when to get aggressive, when to back off. And the other thing, too, that's, again, really, really tough is trying to get the read on Waz. But I want to give a shout out to Astro Gaming. Now, guys, remember, all the audio here is provided by Astro Gaming, which is the official audio partner of the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro competition. All this audio, all the headsets that you see here on the casters, all the A40s, a lot of great stuff here from Astro Gaming. Make sure you guys head over to astrogaming.com to find out more information on all their officially licensed PlayStation audio products available now. You guys can check out all the sweet stuff that you can buy there. Upgrade your setup at home, upgrade your Zoom call meeting game, and definitely upgrade, you know, just the comfort on your ears. These things are so amazing. Really, really good stuff that you can get. You really can't get anything better than Astro for that money. I mean, it's so good. Treat yourselves. I'm letting you treat yourself, and you know, just you know, have some fun. It's great. Big shout outs to Astro Gaming. We're gonna be going into our grand finals match very, very soon. We're gonna have the run back here. Waz, who right now, Chef, is on a 3-win streak of this region's qualifier. So definitely not the underdog in this situation. I mean, never the underdog in almost any situation. I mean, Waz, not only the most dominant player in this Oceania region, but just one of the better players I've seen. And when he goes out to, you know, big events in the United States, you know, even though it's very, very difficult for him to go out there, being, you know, the range of the travel, the plane ticket is a lot more expensive. You know, more pressure is on you to do good. You're jet lagged. he's still able to perform. He's still able to, you know, impress people, show people different characters, different play styles. And, you know, every time I see him, he's learning different characters. I think I just saw Sub-Zero and Sindel. What is going on
Yes,
here?
you did. Yeah, speaking of different characters, you know, we were wondering if Waz was going to stick with Cabal the entire day, although we did see a little bit of a switch to Jade, but we are going to start off with Sindel against Sub-Zero, and I think we did see Waz use Sub-Zero again in that first grand finals, which was very similar to this. However, I believe the winners and losers side were opposite. But we are going to see Sindel, and we see Low Star Screamer. I didn't see what else. I'm going to assume Banshee Dash because we just saw it. But yeah, there's a lot of custom options for Sindel, and it's hard to see both sides customs all at the same time. It's so quick. I'm still learning. All right, but good hit, and this is where the mix beginneth. Oh, that's what the mix
Hold on a
beginneth.
second. Yeah, no, we're putting a pause to that big scream to the face. Swazzy getting hit over and over again, man. Big damage here. The overhead reaching from downtown. Just like that. Slide. Get off of me. Oh, no. That was Chip. That was Chip. That was Chip.
What
are you gonna do about that?
Why is Waz's execution so good with like so many characters? He just did that the like Banshee, like a bunch of float combos. Like that's tough. That is super not easy to do. Even if you're a Sindel player who plays it a lot, that is impressive. Especially the fact that it's the first time he played Sindel today. He has had some time in training mode, so maybe he was warming up in between these matches. It's the advantage he gets for being winners side grand finals, but still mad impressive. However, crushable resources we talked about before doesn't have the scream anymore.
Oh, try to hit that forward 4 there. Hopefully looking for the armor breaker. That is Sub-Zero's armor breaker. Just outside of the range there. Didn't connect. Could have been a really bad situation for Waz had he gone for the back one to go for this kind of whiff punish. Slide immediately reversal for that punish. Waz got to think twice about going for things like that. Didn't commit to the overhead. Instead, just kind of tried to stagger it a little bit to keep Waz on his toes, but he should have. In hindsight, obviously 2020, you should have gone for either what you wanted to do forward 2 amplified ice ball, forward 2 4 for the full string, or I believe he did have it at the time. Forward 2 fatal blow. The overhead right into a lot of damage, but unfortunately didn't have, I don't want to say the bravery to go for it, but I guess he just didn't have the will. Like he didn't have the will. Like he just said, like, no. Let's try to play it like a little safe. Like let's not get too hasty. Let's not get too crazy. But you know that's not always the right call. Not always.
Wasn't able to fully turn his brain off to commit to the mix-up, that's a mistake, big mistake.
Ooh, I think you just offended every single Sub-Zero player in existence. But
it's okay. They're too busy doing overheads to be offended. No, I'm just kidding.
True.
Just kidding. Shoutouts to all my Sub-Zero
overhead.
friends. Shoutouts to Buffalo. Yeah.
I know you love Buffalo. Buffalo is probably like your favorite player of all time.
He will be when he makes top 8. All right. Anyway, moving on. Ooh. We're seeing. All right. Moving on. We're seeing the Joker come out. The Joker is a character that I feel like a lot of Johnny Cage players tend to be pretty comfortable with. A lot of the ranges are really similar, where you're kind of trying to play this sort of footsies-ish game, and you stagger people and have auto spacing the whiff punish. So we'll see if that works out any better against the Sindel. I think these are 2 of the least played top tiers. You know, Sindel considered a top tier before Ultimate, and only got better from Ultimate, like quite a bit actually. And the only region that really we've seen a lot of Sindel from is, I would say, the like Russia area type of Eastern Europe region. Aside from that, really no Sindels. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's a good character. You know, she's got a lot of things, but if my Twitter timeline with all the Sindel players I follow, she's apparently missing everything. So, you know, not really sure. Look at that, able to cancel into guaranteed chip damage in that situation. Waz didn't have that bar for the last breath mechanic, but it's okay. He's going into this next round, a whole new fighter here. Oh, very, very brave forward throw here from Swazzy, looking great here, trying to lock down Wazinator here in the corner. And there it is, the street crushing blow. Big damage, gonna charge up the second blow. Still holding on to his ears. Joker will be dropped.
Oh no! After I compliment him on how good he is at execution with these tough combos, of course he's gonna drop the next big opportunity he has, because that's just how this works. But still, you know, managing a good amount of damage and managed to fight his way out of the corner. I'd say as he gets knocked right back into the corner. Doesn't go for the breakaway. That was a pretty heavy read there by Swazzy, but he's still gonna get the advantage. Would have been able to combo off that down two, I think. So now just needs to chip. And oh no, there's still a chance. Still a chance for Waz.
Oh, that's a back throw. Is it gonna be enough? The follow-up situation. Try good block of the overhead, but didn't block the low. Tries to go for the up three, but it didn't get called out. Waz gets that throw at the end. Even forward throw just to solidify the spacing here in this final round. Joker decided will teleport anything out of there, but Waz backing up, trying to get him to whiff punish, or trying to get him to whiff something so he can punish it here. Trying to keep him at bay. Low Banshee screen, very fast, very tough thing to deal with here. If you're not right on top of her, she even low profiles your jumping attempts. So Joker, you better jump in with those big jumping three boots. Throwing out the jack in the box. Waz able to block just in time. Forward, cartwheel, forward, to flip out, no problem.
Yeah, just playing the runaway game, and this is one of the biggest advantages of Ultimate Sindel, is that you can take both low Star Screamer and the Banshee Dash, and both of them really strong zoning tools. So before, she was really forced to just play footsies, but now she can be a true zoner alongside having a bunch of other really strong tools, you know? She can zone, she does a bunch of damage from conversions all at the same time. She just gets so many different good things together, and that is going to be a huge advantage against characters like Joker, who probably will out-footsie her with the long range like disjointed normals versus her long range just normal normals. And it's shown off. You know, where Waz played quite a bit of Sindel, I think, before Ultimate even. It's just kind of his style, I think, aesthetically. So good to see some more coming out of him right now. And I don't know if Joker's the pick. I really don't. I mean, the corner pressure was good, but neutral was looking a little bit rough.
I mean, I feel like he's chalking up that last loss in that game to maybe a crushing blow that, you know, shouldn't have connected, or a scramble situation. You know, because that round number two, it was quite a comeback there from Waz. Not huge, but when you had so little life and you have a move like Joker's Jack in the Box, like, you shouldn't be losing in situations like that. And that's what he's feeling, and he knows, okay, I made a mistake. You know, you win some, you learn some. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to know, you know, it was just that tiny little clutch factor, that tiny little scramble. And I definitely see him being confident in this Joker thing. But I could be totally wrong here. Forward throw from Sindel. Wazinator looking strong here. Cartwheel in, cartwheel out, no problem. Here comes the little Batsy Pew. I believe he didn't have this one loaded up last time. Is that correct?
Yeah, as far as I know, this was not the same variation, so we are going to see the low projectile. Both of these characters with very strong low projectiles. If Joker's hits, it is a ton of damage. It also leads to giving him a ton of unbreakable damage. Just doing anything into amplified low gun shots is just ridiculous damage. I don't know why it does quite so much, but it also pushes you back really far. It's good in general. And again, we see the corner pressure working very well, but a well-timed roll out by Waz is going to give him the screen again. And oh, look at that. You land on it. It does so much damage. It's 131 for only 3 of the 4 shots.
So insane. This is not skill at all. Look at that. Not even able, he didn't even have to finish those shots there at the end. Able to just convert into some good, solid damage. I mean, and because you don't get juggled, you cannot break away. So just like Jeff said, unbreakable damage here. Oh, dropped the follow-up after the down 2. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, that is a massive amount of damage. Seeing Joker with the I don't remember what the boxing glove is called, but seeing with that is very similar to seeing Swan with the 1, or with his charge, where if they have no breakaway, then you are in trouble, and that's exactly what this variation is clearly for. When they do have breakaway, he goes for unbreakable damage, when they have defense meter, he goes for unbreakable damage to the low shots, which is great unbreakable damage. When they don't, he cashes out even more. So this is as high damage as you can possibly get with any combination of the Joker options. Whoa, oh, that was so weird. I was like, what happened? I didn't realize that the scream killed, so I was like, why did the Jack-in-the-Box hit? Why didn't she take any damage? Why is she still standing? I was so confused.
Why is she still there? She didn't disappear. Yeah, just a little, hey, he was just kind of playing it, you know, real easy, just waiting for the opportunity. Just needed that little trade here. No jumping commitment here from Joker because he's too afraid of getting low profile from that low screen. He can commit to just like a regular jump 3, but I guess he'd rather have some pressure instead. Cartwheel in, cartwheel out, no problem. Here comes Jack-in-the-Box, and then the little low shots guaranteeing some chip damage. Still pretty good, whether it gets blocked or it does get hit. Gonna cash in big time on that crushing blow. The forward 2-1-2 gonna launch up, and Sindel forced to come off those resources, first to come off that breakaway. But now, look at all the breathing room she's got. Full real estate, lay of the land, as she can just back up, go for those little trades. He still has a slight life speed.
Oh, and that is another way to get unbreakable damage. I honestly didn't think that was going to hit from so far away. I thought he was going to cancel it, but which would have also worked. But you know what? You don't need to if you don't need to, and this is a stylish way to win. It's a great fatal blow, and from what was a match point for tournament point for Waz, Swazzy finally put himself on the board with that this new Joker variation that's working out pretty well. The question is, will it still be Sindel?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a different character just because I feel like the low gunshot from the Batsy Pew Pew is working pretty well. I mean, I think, you know, once he drops it, once it lays down on the ground, he's getting the best of a situation, especially if he amplifies it, whether he's trading with Sindel. Even when she tries to stay in the air with the float, with the Banshee Scream cancel, you know, she still gets clipped there. She can't really punish him from, you know, a certain range on the stage, or certain range, basically like mid to almost full range. You know, she's not going to have the mobility to get around it. So, you know, as soon as he sees Sindel jump or commit to an action, goes right into that Batsy Pew Pew, getting the guaranteed chip damage, or even better, maybe, you know, Sindel messing up, misstepping, Waz not blocking low, and just kind of chipping away little by little and just playing it real lame, honestly. Playing it way less aggressive here. And I think it's working out for him.
It is. We are going to see the Sindel pick again with the same. Oh, that must have been a mistake. That had to have been a mistake breakaway. Still took all the damage that he would have anyway. So that is really unfortunate. Now no defensive meter for Waz, which means that the launching from the from Joker is just going to lead to so much damage. Kapow! Thank you. I'll remember one move, name, one day. Not today. Today we're sticking at 0. Oh, and that's going to be a big KB, but too far away to get the second screen, of course. Will he land the full rest of it? He will! As long as he doesn't drop this. Yep, 417 damage, 4 freezies. Beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. And man, just popping him up again. I mean, it's not like huge combo damage, but it is adding up. And it's putting Waz in a situation where, you know, okay, I'll block these two things. Look at that chip damage. That chip damage from that move is insane. It tacks up so easily, but Waz had, you know, 60, 70% life lead, so he was very comfortable. He's like, I will take this chip, no problem. He's going to run out of meter, and then he's going to have to wait for it to come back. So I think Swazzy needs to get a little bit more unpredictable with your meter management. You know, maybe amplify one and then don't amplify the second one because he thinks you're going to do it. But either way, I mean, he's still looking okay. He's still looking, he's in here.
Oh, and this is okay, he's going to break. Yeah, the opportunity for a breakaway read was there. Didn't go for the low gun shot, just wanted to try to get his maximum damage. But one thing that he could do more is amplify the Jack-in-the-Box from full screen, which is something that he actually did right as you were saying it, right as I wanted to say it. And that did lead to this whole corner situation, so we might see that a little bit more in the future. As he's looking pretty good to win this one. However, you never know in the corner. All right, here's the offense begins. There's no crushing blow scream, which means it's going to be a lot harder to catch one counter hit and maybe get all of his damage back. Oh, lands in it again. And you know, one move that I would love to see Waz consider switching to is the hair flip. Hair flip would, oh no, is that it? Is that enough? I don't know.
So.
I think this is close. I think this is really close. But if
I think these heels are going in his eyes.
Oh, he's live. One hit, low star screamer. Okay, not enough for chip. Oh, jumps over and gets the down 4, and that is going to be enough. The forward 4 call into the fatal blow yet again. Waz makes the absolute correct call, and this is disgusting. I haven't seen this fatality in a while. You don't need those eyes anymore. Oh my god. Oh, gross. And there's a bunch of hair in you. Who's gonna clean all that hair out? Gross.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is like you're probably just like gagging on everything as it's just going through your entire organ, entire body. Nobody wants hair everywhere.
Just kill me already. I would rather you just straight up kill me than put that much hair in like my mouth. Okay, that is just gross to me. Just please, just end it. But you know what? That's what Waz did. Waz ended the entire tournament, and that's going to be it. That means that he's won 4 times in a row, 6 more times, and he earns the right to combine the realms. So we'll see if he manages to do that. But definitely the reigning champ, not, I think, a huge surprise, but the huge surprise was the fact that he did it with mostly Cabal and Sindel today, which, just show how many characters he's got ready for once the regional finals actually comes. Swazzy putting in a lot of work, but, surprised we didn't see Johnny Cage at all in the grand finals. I would have to assume that's just not a matchup that he wants to play against Sindel, but none of the other characters seem to work super well. Joker was okay. Definitely going to have to find an answer overall for that, as so far Waz is just undefeated. Somebody's got to beat him.
Yeah, and it's the character diversity that, again, really tough to pin down exactly what Waz is going to do. So, like, you're basically at like stage 1 of trying to brainstorm. How do I stop Waz? I mean, he could go for this character, he could go for that character, go for this character. Where like, someone who plays like 1 or 2 characters, you can limit the options a little bit more and, see, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with that string? How do I deal with this move? And you really can't do that for Waz. And he's just showing like pure dominance here in this region. And it definitely makes sense, because Waz is just a really, really good player overall. Like he can compete in any realm, any country, any realm, any region. And right here, he's definitely, taking home the biggest chunk of points, which is what these guys are playing for. And again, this is a PlayStation 4 tournament, so we do want to shout out PlayStation 4 tournament. The Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PS4 Tournaments. Check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series, which is a weekly competition for all skill levels. You guys can compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards that you can only get through here. You can visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content that gives you an inside look at how top players play, and you can also see tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. All you got to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and that's it, man. You can see exactly what competitions are out there for you to compete in. A lot of good things out there. And again, this is all about the community. Participate in the tournaments if you can, if you're in those regions. North America, Latin America, Europe East, Europe West, the Middle East, Oceania. Get a part of the community, meet some friends, meet some rivals, learn how to level up, learn how to take your game to the next level. And of course, last reminder to everybody, let's all be good human beings. Let's be, welcoming. Let's embrace new people into the community, because if the community grows, that means, better things are there for all of us as competitors, spectators, content creators. It just gets better from there. So I don't know if you have any parting words, Chef. This is the end of our broadcast. I just want to tell you I had a blast doing this, and I can't wait to commentate with you again, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. I was really hoping it was going to be a good day of matches, and it absolutely was. Again, the Sagat against the Wi-Fi Scorpion match is definitely the highlight of my day. But thank you to all of the competitors. Everybody showed some really, really good skill and some really good matchup knowledge, and overall, just everything was great. It's really exciting to be back in this newer era. It's not really new for everybody else, but I haven't been back since Ultimate, so I'm excited to be back, which I've said like 3 times now. Also, big thanks to the Twins who do. The Twins are the casters, the commentators for those Open Series broadcasts you were just talking about earlier, which I've been watching every week. And without them, I probably wouldn't know anything about this game anymore. So a huge shout out to them. Thanks to them, and of course, thanks to you for carrying me on my first day back. But I do hope to be back more. No, man, it's fun. I'm glad. I'm definitely glad it was you, and I'm excited to see what the Oceania region has to offer in coming weeks.
All right, and I guess that's going to be it for us on today's broadcast. I hope everybody at home enjoyed, all the matches. Again, these players are superstars, really talented, really hardworking players. So, if you have the same character or you like their play style, definitely check out their Twitch. Most of them do stream, as Chef did mention before, especially Waz. Keep saying the name wrong, and he gets
Me too.
upset about it, but it's okay. I mean, for so many years we've been doing the wrong name, but yeah, definitely check them out. And that goes for anyone that you see on any of these broadcasts. Whoever's doing anything, give them a follow, give them a sub, support them any way that you can, and again, just support events any way that you can, whether it's participating in them, watching in them, or just engaging, having fun, and welcoming more people to the community. So that's it for me. I'm Darth Arma. That was Wonder Chef. He was absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
Looking for attention, I don't need the extra tension, cause I'm in the fourth dimension, trapeze high in suspension. Now don't bother with the haters, cause they all be imitators. We will out manipulators, get fit back up and see you later. I like me for me, I'ma be what I'ma be. I like me for me, I am who I wanna be. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Gotta prove it to myself and nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself and nobody else. I like me for me, I'ma be what I'ma be. Prove it to myself and nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself and nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself and nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself. I like me for me.
Hey guys, Ketchup and Mustard here, and it's time to test your might in the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series. Ready to rumble? Power on your PlayStation and head to the Events app, filter by type, and select a convenient date and time. Boot up MK11 and locate the PS4 Tournaments menu option. Click it to visit a familiar place, the Console Events tab. Sign up and prepare to play. Once registered, you can view your tournament details and check-in time. A notification will remind you to tighten your black belt and get over here for your match. Continue combat in the open qualifiers to close in on the competition. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
PlayStation. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Any ring I step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.